Hi everyone, Stacy here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. So today let's talk about the month of September and see what energies are available to us this month. Now, before I dive into all 12 signs, I just want to take this quick opportunity and thank each and every one of you for liking my content, sharing out my content, and subscribing to my channel. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for finding your way to me. I truly appreciate it. Also, thank you so much everyone for leaving your comments and sharing out your stories. I truly appreciate it. And I love reading them. I do my best to try to read each and every one of your stories. I appreciate that, for putting yourself out there and sharing. So I know it not only helps me, but it also helps other people as well. Keep in mind, everyone, these are general readings. So I am using a whole sign house system. I use Western tropical astrology. So always keep that in mind, because I know everybody prefers different types of house systems. So take what resonates, leave the rest. You can watch for your rising sign, your sun sign, your moon sign, or any other sign or planet or placement or point in your chart that you want to watch for, to bring all the energy and information together for you to paint a picture of what September could bring for you. And of course, if you'd like a personal reading, you can check out my available readings on my website, and I'll be sure to put the link to that in the description box below. Okay, so again, just before I dive into all 12 signs, I'm just going to read some highlights, you guys, for the month of September. So I'm calling the month of September kind of a mixed bag of energy. So we have oppositions, we have squares, we have trines, we have sextiles, we have literally a mixed bag here. So we got change. Yes, I know, more change. I feel like I've been saying that every month, but yes, change is here. More change is here. Challenges are here. But I mean, when I say challenges, this is the type of energy that's going to make you get up and move and do something about something or someone. So take that. Again, I always take these energies higher, you guys, versus like Debbie Downing this type of energy, because without squares, I mean, we wouldn't take action in our lives, right? So this is another month where we can take the bull by the horn, so to speak, and change our lives, or at least put something into forward momentum to change our lives. There could be some rebalancing happening this month, again, with those oppositions. Manifestation is here as well, but again, I'm seeing manifestation of everything. So the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, because it is what it is, you guys. Not everything can be fluffy bunny, sunshine, and rainbows. I'm sorry to say that, but it is what it is. But again, it's what you make of this energy. It's how you utilize this energy. Also, we do, again, have some harmony and blessings coming in with trines and sextiles as well. Again, those opportunities to take advantage of that are going to be coming our way this month. Now, endings, I feel like there's going to be some faded endings and new beginnings this month as well, because as the planets pile into Libra, they're going to be making a conjunction to that south node, but also opposing the north node as well. So just something to keep in mind. I think September and October are going to be really good months to let things go, whatever that means for you. This could be psychologically, or this could be physically letting things or people, places, things like that go, or material possessions, I should say. Also, with Mars moving into Cancer this month, Mars will be squaring the nodes as well. So this month definitely will be dusted with a little bit of fate and destiny, because that's what we get whenever we deal with the nodes of the moon as well. Okay, what else do we have here? We're of course going to talk about the luminaries this month, and one exciting thing this month is, yes, eclipse season is here. Some of us might have already felt this in August, because usually eclipses we can start to feel about 6 months ahead of when they actually take place. So the cool thing is, though, we have an eclipse in Pisces, and the nodes of the moon haven't even shifted into Pisces Virgo axis yet. So I'm going to briefly touch on that this month, but I'm going to make a completely separate video about the nodes of the moon moving into the Pisces Virgo axis and what that means for each and every one of us. And This month is amazing because it's sort of like a breadcrumb. The universe is giving us a little breadcrumb, a little snapshot in time as to what is to come in the next 2 years. So starting in 2025, 2026, and even into 2027. So I'll talk about that a little bit here. Uranus joins the retrograde party. So he stations retrograde right off the hop. September the 1st, he is stationing on, at 27 degrees of Taurus. This is happening. Now ingress is this month. More big news. We have Pluto backing into Capricorn for the final time in this lifetime. I mean, unless you live to be like over 300 years old, which is maybe possible with Pluto moving through Aquarius. But this is the finale, you guys. This is absolutely the finale. And if you have anything at the late degrees of those cardinal signs, so that's Capricorn, Cancer, Libra, Aries, so around, I'm going to say 27 degrees to the end of the sign, you're definitely going to feel this the most. But this is the ending. And I'm sorry to say it's a slow ending because, I mean, Pluto's going to hang out here for quite some time before he finally moves into Aquarius. But that is going to happen, I believe, in November. So this is it, you guys. This is the last, I'm going to say, 4 to 6 months of whatever Pluto has been doing for you since 2008, transiting this sign, because we all have Capricorn somewhere in our charts. So big news there. Also, as I mentioned earlier, Mars is going into Cancer starting on September the 4th, and Mars is going to be here for 6 months, you guys. Yeah, 6 months. So I'm going to talk about that briefly in each and every sign, or for each and every sign. But again, I'm going to make a separate video about this. So Mars goes retrograde starting in December. So why am I talking about it now? Because Mars, first of all, is in Cancer this month, starting this month. But also Mars is going into shadow next month, I believe. So yeah, Mars is going to be in here a long time, and he does not like being in Cancer. He's actually at his fall in Cancer. So he has to work extra, extra, extra hard in this sign to express his action-oriented quality. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But again, I'll make a separate video about Mars going retrograde in Leo, where he starts backtracking in Leo, but majority of that retrograde is going to be in Cancer. And then we have Mercury out of shadow, hallelujah, on or around September the 11th. And then Mercury is going back into Virgo on September the 9th. So think back to late July, beginning of August. That's where things are going to start picking up again in the Virgo and Leo areas of our charts. Things are going to pick back up. We're going to gain some momentum again in those areas of life. Also, happy equinox this month, you guys. So happy fall in the northern hemisphere, happy spring in the southern hemisphere. So on the 22nd, we have the sun moving into the sign of Libra. And then we do have, so Venus right now is in her home sign of Libra. I believe she popped in there just at the end of August. But she will be cruising through Libra and then hopping into Scorpio on the 22nd as well, the same day the sun is moving into Libra as well. And then end of the month, Mercury flies through Virgo and then pops into Libra also at the end of the month on the 26th. And let's see here. And just as an FYI, you guys, I know I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here, but from mid-September to mid-October, we have this window of time where we're free from personal planet retrograde. So when I say personal planets, I mean like the sun, the moon, but I mean they do not go retrograde from our vantage point anyway, obviously. But Mercury, Venus, and Mars is what I'm more so focusing on. So I already mentioned Mars, but just a heads up, just when Mars goes direct in 2025, Venus is going to be in shadow. So we're going to be doing a Venus, or experiencing a Venus retrograde early 2025. So we're going to be in these personal planet retrogrades, you guys, for quite some time. So right now, if there's anything you need to launch, if there's anything you need to do or get done or get traction on, or hiring people, like say if you own a business, run a business, manage a business, and you need to hire talent, you need to hire the right people, you need someone to do a website, you need people to do stuff around your home, you need to do renovations, whatever the case may be, I would suggest to take advantage of this time. So again, that's September and October. Because yeah, we're going to be in this long stretch of these personal planet retrogrades. And I mean, the world's not going to stop spinning, you guys. It's just things get a little bit more sticky and challenging when we have Mars and Venus retrograde. And I mean, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, a Mars retrograde in Cancer, try to get anyone to do anything during that time. Even us. We're going to be like really taking a step back, which I think is a good thing. But again, if for those of you that are trying to push through and get things done, this Mars retrograde can be quite frustrating for that. But again, I'm getting way ahead of myself, so forgive me. But I wanted to throw that out there with Venus and Mars retrogrades, just something to start thinking about. Let's see here. But yeah, eclipse season is here. One thing I forgot to mention, I'm going to throw out there right now. October 2nd is when we have another new moon solar eclipse at 10 degrees of Libra. So again, between the eclipses here, things can get interesting. Things can move really rapidly and change really quickly. Eclipses, think of it this way, eclipses can bring in people, places, things into our lives really quickly, but they can also eclipse those things out just as fast. So again, September the 17th to October the 2nd is when we're like dead in the heat of eclipse season, you guys. Nothing to fear. I'll be here to talk about it. But otherwise, let's dive into all 12 signs. Hey, Aries, sun, moon, or rising, whatever you want to watch for the month of September. Welcome. So Aries, let's talk about where I think most of your focus will be this month. So as you can see, your 6th house, 7th house is going to be definitely activated this month and even into next month, especially your 7th house. So let's talk about your 6th house, where actually you have a new beginning. You have that new moon right off the hop on September the 2nd. So 6th house is a very busy house for you, Aries. So this is all about work or whatever it is that you do on a day-to-day level. This is your daily habits, your daily routines. This is your diet, nutrition. How are you taking care of you? How are you taking care of your physical body? Are you balancing everything? So the mind, the body, the spirit, so to think. Like, what are you doing each day for yourself, mentally, physically, psychologically? Those type of wonderful things are going to be coming up this time. Also, the 6th house represents, if you own a business, this also represents people that work for you or with you. If you are, also if you're a manager or again, a business owner, Aries, I mentioned it at the beginning of the video here for September. If you need to hire anybody, do it now. Definitely do it now. We have this window of time before all these personal planet retrogrades start happening late 2024 into 2025. But for the 6th house especially, you also have a new moon in there. So really great time to hire talent or hire someone to do a website or whatever you're looking to do, even around the house or renovations or whatever the case may be. Really great time to attract in those people that are going to be with you for quite some time versus say trying to hire during Mars retrograde might not work out so well, because again, that is your ruler, Aries. So what else here? So yes, health, taking care of your body, like we mentioned, pets and animals. There we go. I knew I was forgetting something there. So this is also the house that rules usually our pets and animals. So if you want to bring in a new pet as well, Aries, this is a really good time to maybe research, start thinking about it, taking action towards it, whatever the case may be. And also Mercury in here is going to amp up that communication as well. This also rules your work environment. So if you work for someone, there could be new beginnings on that front as well. Something to do with people shuffling around, people changing jobs, maybe new people coming in, people exiting, things like that. Because we also have an eclipse activating this axis for you as well. So there's definitely change coming in when it comes to a work perspective or your day-to-day habits and routines. Now, once the sun pops into your 7th house, then there's going to be a bit more focus on how you relate to other people. The nice thing is Venus is in here until I think around September 22nd or so. So focus is going to be on business partnerships, love partnerships, friendships, family, whoever you relate to on a day-to-day basis. This could also be highlighting contracts, agreements, negotiations, and this is also the house of marriage as well. So as I mentioned, if you are looking for talent, or if you are, I forgot to mention, if you're looking for a new job, Aries, a new career opportunity could be coming down the pipe for you this month or even next month. Because your 7th house is also, you could be signing on the dotted line, whether this is a marriage or this could be a partnership as well, depending on what partnership means to you, right? Whether this is business, work, clients, whatever the case may be. So I think that's where your focus is going to be. And again, there's a new beginning happening in that 6th house for you. Now, I want to jump to the eclipse because this is really exciting. This is a brand new eclipse cycle that technically does not start until early 2025. However, the universe is giving us sort of like little breadcrumbs here as to what is in store or what may be in store for us over the next 2 years. So taking us to even 2027. Now for you, Aries, also, I'm going to make a separate video about this, so I'm not going to dive too much into a whole bunch of eclipse stuff right now. But the eclipse is happening in your hidden 12th house. If you've been following me for a while, Aries, you have Saturn and Neptune there. You've had Neptune there since 2012. Saturn's been there for about 2 years now. So this is preparing you for a bigger cycle. And this eclipse cycle that's coming up is just amping up that awakening that something is trying to come to the surface. Something is trying to be born or birthed out of you, so to speak. Now, some of you might feel this and some of you won't, because the 12th house can be quite psychological, and literally that's why we call it the hidden 12th house. But for you, this could be about spiritual growth. Again, awakenings, multiple awakenings, I think are in store for you, Aries, over the next 2 years for sure. This is the house of undoing yourself, like unraveling yourself. Again, psychologically, I mean. Pluto does something similar. You know, they're kind of showing me the energy of Pluto, sort of like unraveling and getting to your core truth of who you are and who you want to be. Because again, you're coming into a brand new 30-year cycle, which is also starting in 2025, Aries. This could also be about healing. This eclipse cycle could bring in healing, whatever that again means for you, whether that's physical healing or psychological healing, and letting something go. Again, whether this is psychological, spiritually, or physically, like cleaning out the closet, getting rid of material possessions, things that just don't suit your lifestyle anymore. This is also could be about your hidden gifts and talents, especially with Neptune in here for, well, since 2012. So what am I trying to say? Paranormal experiences, I think, as well. If you haven't had any of these since 2012, I'd be kind of surprised, to be honest, Aries. But the eclipses here could amp up those sort of paranormal, spiritual, not only awakenings, but experiences as well. I'm not trying to scare you, by the way. I hope you don't feel like, it depends on if you're into this spirituality kind of stuff. But I mean, if you're watching me right now, you must be curious, right? So, which is good because you have a ton of energy in that 12th house, Aries. So this is I think this is going to be a great eclipse cycle for you. But like I said, I'll dive into that more in my eclipse video that I'll make pretty soon here. But anyway, that's going to be sort of themes that could be coming up around this full moon. And it is technically also shining a spotlight on that 6th house across the street there as well. So we talked about the 6th house of work and health and diet and animals and things like that. So there's definitely going to be some sort of ending or culmination point in either the 12th house or the 6th house for you Aries. Okay, so let's talk about your ruler moving into Cancer. And this is technically going to be a 6th month stay. It's not going to be constant because Mars will pop into Leo, up to 6 degrees of Leo. And then Mars is going to backtrack back into Cancer, not until December. But I'm talking about it now because next month your ruler is going to be going into shadow. So Mars in Cancer has to work extra hard to fully express himself, I should say. Now, Aries, this is squaring your planet's placements points. So there's a bigger theme at play here, and this is going to impact you personally. This could also impact your finances as well, and also quite literally impact your home family foundation, your living circumstances, your living situation. So again, I'll make a separate video about that, but I'm just kind of giving you some ideas now to start thinking about. But all in all, Mars moving through the 4th house, really great time for renovations, for changing up your living situation circumstance. If you want to move, if you want to build a home, like I said, renovate a home, change things up in the home and living circumstance. Wherever Mars goes, also severs and ends things sometimes, not always, but sometimes. And also Mars can kind of stir the pot wherever he goes as well. So there could be a little bit more conflicts under the roof, so to speak, whoever you live with, whether it's friends or family or loved ones or whatever. Just keep that in mind, Aries. Just absolutely keep that in mind. Again, not a bad placement. You can get a lot of stuff done around the home. And also if you work with homes, if you have a job or a business or anything to do with homes or working with homes, you are actually going to have a very prosperous 6 months, I'm going to say, because with Mars going back and forth in here, that's prosperity in your pocket. That's money coming in from your business or whatever it is that you do with regards to homes or real estate or property. So take it that way, Aries, if you do work with homes or something to do with homes. Now, Venus in Libra, we kind of touched upon this. So this is really going to be beneficial for your relationships. Now, if you're married or connected with someone right now, common law or whatever, this is really going to improve your relationships. I think it's going to balance that energy with Mars moving through the bottom of your sky and then Venus moving through your 7th house of partnerships. I think that's going to really soothe things over. Now, Venus also, if you're a single Aries, Venus could obviously bring somebody in, right? Even when Venus pops into Scorpio at the end of the month, she could definitely bring in a sexual interest, let's say. So, and it could be deep and intense as well. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. So I think Aries, if you are single, you could be meeting somebody this month or next month. The possibility is there anyway. If you want to take advantage of it, great. And if not, that's okay too. But regardless, wherever she goes, she brings in love, harmony, beauty, money as well, wherever she goes as well. So again, money coming in through partnerships or signing on the dotted line with, again, a new client contract. We talked about that a little bit. Okay, and then we talked about, yes, that window of time for like just anything you need to get done, Aries. Do your best to try to get it done this month and also next month to take advantage of this, especially you. This is going to be really important for you in Scorpio because you're ruled by Mars. And then the Librans and the Taurian folks, they're ruled by Venus. So they're going to be going through this as well in 2025. So take advantage of this window of time, Aries, as we already talked about. But otherwise, yes, it's going to be a mixed bag of energy this month. But I think, again, if you've been watching me for a while, I'm an optimist. I always like taking this energy higher because, yes, bad shit's going to happen. It is what it is, you guys. Like, I don't know. I can sugarcoat it only so much. but it is what it is, right? And it's how we want to utilize this energy. So I would say recommend Aries, take it higher. Really good productive months though. Like when we have a lot of squares and sextiles this month, like we do in September. I haven't quite looked at October yet, but I think September and October are going to be really good productive months before Mars starts slowing down. And that's going to make us all take a step back, not in a bad way, but if you want to push things forward, now is the time to do it. All right, Aries, otherwise, I think it's going to be a wonderful month. So enjoy, and we'll see you back here in October. Bye for now. Hey, Taurus, welcome to September. And you can watch for your sun sign, rising, or moon, or any other planet placement point that you're watching for right now, Taurus. So let's talk about where I think your focus is going to be this month. So 5th house, 6th house is, as you can see, packed. You got a new moon and Mercury in your 5th house. You got the sun in your 5th house for half the month. And then you have Venus and the sun. Well, once the sun pops into your 6th house of Libra, and then Venus is moving through her home sign of Libra. Now you are ruled by Venus, Taurus, so you are going to, I think, enjoy this transit as well. So 5th house, you have a new beginning starting here with a new moon right at the beginning of the month. Plus, again, you have Mercury here amping up that energy. So if you are single, Taurus, this is all about romantic gestures, romantic new beginnings, romantic sparks. Even if you're connected with someone, whether marriage or common law, really good month, or even around this new moon, to go on a date night, take a break if you can. Yeah, I just heard like get away from the kids for a little bit, and have some me time or alone time this month, Taurus. So this could also be, now if that doesn't resonate, or if you're not interested in the romance stuff, this is about creative new beginnings. The 5th house is all about our spark of life, our spark of interest. That's where our hobbies and passions and desires lie as well. So this is a new beginning on that front. Something that you're maybe wanting to birth, or maybe wanting to start new or start dabbling in. So this is a really good month to take advantage of this new moon, Taurus. And also it's, if you have anything around 11 degrees of Taurus, this is going to add another layer to that planet placement point angle, whatever you're watching for. It's going to amp up those new moon wishes. So set the intentions around the 2nd of September, preferably just after the 2nd of September, on what you want to attract into your life. And this is a really fun, lighthearted place of your chart. If you just want to bring back the joy, think about, you know, what do you want to go back to, Taurus, that lights you up from the inside out? This is all about bringing back the love and passion in your life, whatever that means for you. And if it's a person, if it's a place, it's a thing, if it's a trip, if it's traveling somewhere, you bring it into form, Taurus. You know, you do you. You bring in what brings you pleasure. Also, I forgot to mention, this is the house of children as well. So pregnancy could be on the menu as well, Taurus. I'm not saying all of you are going to get pregnant, because that's not possible. But if you're looking to start a family, whether you're male, female, they, them, it doesn't matter. If you're looking to start a family, I would highly recommend to start taking those steps just after this new moon. And you never know. You just absolutely never know, Taurus. Okay, and then once the sun moves into your 6th house, it's full on when it comes to your day-to-day stuff, day-to-day habits, routines, your health, your diet. How are you taking care of yourself, Taurus? How is your health? How is your routines? How is your exercise routines? What are you ingesting? Or what are you putting into your body, so to speak? This is also work as well. For those of you that are single, the possibilities there to find love at work. I'm going to throw it out there with Venus in your 6th house. Absolutely. Wherever Venus goes, she technically attracts in love, beauty, harmony, and also money. So Taurus, if you're looking for a raise or a bonus or a promotion or something along those lines, maybe not a bad month to look into that or go after that, because Venus in the 6th house also smooths things over in this area of your life. Focus could also be on pets or animals if that resonates with you. Next month you'll actually have well, I believe it's going to be an eclipse, so it's going to be like a very intense new moon. But I'm also thinking for you, Taurus, if you want to bring in more animals into your life, next month might not be a bad month to think about that right now. But you could also think about it this month with the sun illuminating that and Venus being in the 6th house. You could attract a new animal or a new pet into your life if you're interested in that. And of course, new work. If you're interested in work, interested in finding a different job, as I mentioned, promotions, whatever the case may be, it's full on with Venus in here. She'll give you a bit of an extra boost. And again, this is your ruling planet, Taurus. What else? If you own a business, Taurus, I talked about it at the beginning of the month. We have this, or sorry, the beginning of the video. We have this window of time right now. If you're looking to hire somebody to do something for you, a website, a platform, an app, I don't know, something to do with your business, or hire talent, now is the time to do that. Because once Mars goes retrograde, and eventually your ruler is going to be going into retrograde next year, so just something to think about. It just makes things stickier. It makes things slow down a little bit more. And it makes people a little bit more flighty. Like, I'm thinking if you hire somebody, I'm not sure how that's going to work out. You guys or gals might hit a rough patch in the relationship, in the contract, so to speak. So just be mindful of that. If you're not ready to hire anybody at this time, that's totally fine. It is what it is. It's just for those of you that are ready to hire that talent. Hopefully this will light a fire under your booty to kind of get that maybe started this month if you can. Also, like, work around your home. If there's stuff that you need done around your home, this is also pertains to personal, not only business, but personal as well. If you need people to do stuff around your house, or you need to hire a plumber or an electrician or a mechanic or something like that, same thing. Now is the time to probably start looking into that and start trying to find someone to do the work for you. Because again, with these retrograde planets, personal planets coming up over the next 6+ months, it's really going to slow all of us down. Not in a negative way, but it's going to be a pain in the ass if you hire anybody, and the work is just going to drag out for months and months and months, depending on the size of the project, Taurus. So otherwise, I think that's going to be your main focus for the month of September and even into October. Now, I want to talk about this eclipse happening in your 11th house of friendship circles, groups, memberships, associations that you belong to. This also represents your role, like in these groups or friendship circles or whatever the case may be, humanitarian efforts that you play a part in. This is also your long-term commitments and goals, your hopes, your wishes, your dreams. This is also the house of older siblings. So that might be up for some change over the next 2 years, just to kind of put that out there. This is just a breadcrumb, okay? The nodes of the moon haven't even moved into the Pisces Virgo axis yet. I'm going to make a separate video about that, so stay tuned. But at the end of the day, this is a full moon. This is an ending. This is a culmination point. An eclipse, though, eclipse energy is accelerating that ending or that change that could be coming in. So eclipses eclipse out people, places, things, but they eclipse in people, places, things just as fast. So again, for you, Taurus, that 11th house is up for some change, or this could be shining a spotlight down on your 5th house, which we already talked about, because full moons illuminate the entire axis, not just the one house, but the entire axis. And then to add another layer onto this, Taurus, if you have anything around 25 degrees, which is actually where Uranus kind of is right now in your 1st house, that's going to amp up this energy and add another layer of how this is going to be tailored to you, for you, for example. Now with Uranus involved, this is like a bolt of lightning. This is rapid change. Like Uranus just intensifies the change. And with Uranus being in your 1st house, Taurus, I'm going to say This full moon really could ripple out into all areas of life. This could ripple out to your career, your relationships, your home life, your living situation, but also concentrated on that 11th house, which we already talked about as well. So just kind of a heads up there. And Mars moving into Cancer for a very, very, very long stay, Taurus. Again, I'm going to make a separate video about this with Mars going retrograde starting in December. He goes into shadow though next month already. So start being more mindful of what Mars in your 3rd house means to you. Now, this is a really busy house. This is all about kind of like your 6th house. The 3rd house, 6th house, to me, they have a very similar vibe. 3rd house is about transportation, planes, trains, automobiles. By the way, if you work in an industry, hospitality, communication, technology, again, planes, trains, automobiles, transportation industry, I guess I should have said, you could have actually a really successful 6 months ahead of you. Because with Mars going back and forth in here, this is like going over old ground and then going back over it again to be successful. You're going to have that success. Now, it doesn't mean it just popped into my head for those of you that do work in those industries. Now, if that doesn't resonate with you, this is, again, Mars is in here for a reason to change something to do with the mind. The 3rd house is the lower mind. The 9th house is the higher mind. So the 3rd house, it's more about the mundane thinking, your thought systems, how you process information. This is also an education access. So upgrading your skill set, you going back to school, you becoming a student, or you may be becoming an elder, you becoming a teacher, a mentor, a coach. This is also the house of siblings. It's really interesting. Your 11th house is older siblings, which is going to be lit up with this new eclipse cycle. 3rd house is usually represents younger siblings, but it represents siblings, period. Extended family members, relatives. There's some sort of change or transition happening here with Mars being in the 3rd house for an extra long stay, Taurus. So I'm just giving you some examples. Like I said, it's not a bad transit. It's just going to amp up the energy. And also wherever Mars goes, he severs sometimes. He severs and inflames and irritates. So do watch out for conflict with siblings, cousins, neighbors, extended family members, or cutting ties with those people. I'm going to throw it out there, Taurus. I'm not going to, like, this isn't for everyone, obviously, but it could, right? So just, again, be mindful. That's why I'm mentioning this so early to folks, just to be mindful of this energy. Okay, and then let's see here. Yeah, we already talked about the window of time of opportunity, big launches, anything you want to get out there. I would say take advantage of this time, September, October. But again, if you can't, you can't. Don't worry about it, Taurus. It's not the end of the world. Mercury is now direct and moving back through Virgo, which is amazing for you because it's making trine aspects to whatever you're watching for in Taurus at this time. So also watch out for overdoing it this month to Taurus. We have 3 planets kind of in signs that they're not very comfortable with. So that's a signature to me of all of us overdoing it in multiple areas of life, going above and beyond for people. Now, if that brings you joy and that brings you gratification, have at her. But I just caution you to look after yourself too, Taurus. Don't forget about yourself. So otherwise, I'm going to close up there, Taurus. Enjoy the month of September. It is going to be a mixed bag of energy, but you make it your own. Like, you tailor this energy to your life and you like take it higher. I always recommend take this energy higher versus focusing on the negative Nancy sort of transits, I would say. So anyway, Taurus, enjoy the month of September, and we'll see you back here in October. Bye for now. Hey, Gemini, sun, moon, or rising, whatever you're watching for. Welcome to September. So let's talk about where I think some of your focus will be this month, Gemini. So as you can see, the bottom of your sky, your 4th, your 5th house, you have a lot of energy down there. You have the sun, You have Venus, Mercury, and a new moon, a new beginning down in your 4th house of home, family, and foundation this month, which is also where your focus is going to be, because the sun is lighting up that area of life until the middle of September when the sun moves into Libra. So let's talk about first your 4th house, and this is where this new beginning is happening as well. Now, this could be a new beginning with regards to your home or living situation, like quite literally, maybe moving, maybe. We'll talk about that when we get to the eclipses, or sorry, the one eclipse that is happening this month, but you're entering a brand new cycle of 10th house, 4th house changes in the next 2 years. So this could be a literal move. Now, if it does not happen, it doesn't have to happen this month, but it might be on your mind in some way, shape, or form. Or you might start feeling the rumblings, grumblings, bumblings this month about moving, about place of living, about where you want to live or who you want to live with. But again, this could be a new beginning in somebody else's life that you live with, or a child's life, for example. Let me think here. This could also be about, for those of you that are retired, this could also be a new beginning when it comes to retirement and sort of those next steps and how you want to take those next steps, or what you want to do moving forward. Now, once the sun pops into your 5th house, which by the way makes a really nice aspect to your planets, placements, points, whatever you're watching for right now, it's going to light up that really nice, lighthearted 5th house. So again, this is going to put the spotlight on possibly children, if you do have children, but this is also the house of spark, inspiration. It's where our spark of life, joy, pleasure, passion lies as well. So something that you're interested in, something like a creative project, endeavor, hobby, something that you want to get lost in, or something that maybe you want to bring to fruition. With Venus here, for those of you with a side hustle, Venus, wherever Venus goes, she brings in love, beauty, harmony, and money. So you could monetize a hobby or a project or a side hustle. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we're in a window of time here of free from personal planet retrogrades. So we have about a month and a half to move forward with something like a side hustle launch, or a website launch, or a business launch, or maybe you want to launch a YouTube channel or your socials or something along those lines. Get it out there, Gemini. I would suggest get it out there. And if you're not ready, you're not ready. That's totally fine. This house is also about romance and dating. So if you are single, with the sun and Venus moving in here, yeah, it's definitely quite likely you could meet someone. I'm not saying you have to meet someone. That's only for those of you that are interested, especially making aspects up to Jupiter in your 1st house at some point. It's going to be making some beautiful aspects to that Jupiter. The sun and Venus will, and once Mercury pops in here as well, that could light you up and make you more attractive from the romantic sphere, so to speak. So you could attract in a romantic partner at this time. Or again, for those of you looking to start a family or bring in children, whether you're male, female, they, them, it doesn't matter. If children are on your mind, or maybe you want to bring in kids or adopt, or whatever the case may be. So I'm just throwing out some examples, Gemini, and again, take what resonates and leave the rest. But that's sort of what I'm thinking your focus is going to be this month. 4th house, 5th house, and again, there's a new beginning happening in that 4th house for you on or around September 2nd. So really quick, at the top of the month here, this is happening for you. Now, let's move to that full moon up in your 10th house at the top of your sky. Now, this is a really, to me, a special full moon. We're getting a sneak peek of what is to come for us in 2025 and 2026 and even into 2027. So the nodes of the moon haven't even shuffled into Pisces and Virgo yet, and we are already getting our very first eclipse in Pisces. And for you, Gemini, this is at the top of your sky. This is all about career, status, reputation, recognition. This is also highlighting you as a parent, Sorry, I forgot to mention that regarding that new moon at the bottom of your sky. This could be a new beginning for you as a parent, or a new beginning in a parent's life. So mom, dad, authority figures. Now this full moon, going back to the full moon eclipse, this could be shining a spotlight on you as a parent, or changes coming in regarding you as a parent. This is technically a culmination point with a full moon, or this could be highlighting changes in a parent's life. So mom, dad, or authority figures, there could be changes here. If you work for a company, there might be changes with leadership at the top of the food chain, so to speak. But this is a 2-year cycle, and this is just a sneak peek of what is to come, Gemini, over the next couple years. So very exciting that this is happening already. Now, one thing, Gemini, I want to go back to here that I kind of alluded to is this eclipse cycle is shuffling into mutable energy like yourself. So you're a mutable sign. So these eclipses starting in 2025 and technically starting this month are going to be squaring your planet placements points, whatever you're watching for right now. I'm going to make a separate video about the eclipses, so I'll dive into this a little bit more. But if your true midheaven goes through Pisces, and if your true IC goes through Virgo, you are definitely up for, first of all, a move, like quite literally a move of home, a change of residence, or this could be people leaving your home and people coming into your home, like people exiting, new people coming in. That's what eclipses do. They eclipse out people, places, things. And then they eclipse in just as fast, people, places, things. And if it hits one of our important angles, midheaven, career, IC, home, DC, love line, that's our love line, ascendant. So if you're watching for your Gemini ascendant and it hits your ascendant, these are these are the most important angles of the chart, those 4 angles. So be prepared, Gemini. I think your whole world is going to change over the next 2 years. It's not going to be a light switch, okay? You're just getting a little sneak peek of what's to come in the next several years this month. And some of you might feel this and some of you won't. If you have anything around 25 degrees of Gemini, you'll feel this the most, definitely. And you're going to start seeing these changes possibly happening or rumbling. Like eclipses wake us up. They're starting to initiate some sort of change. And again, very important angles in your chart, Gemini. So I'm not trying to doom and gloom. This is really exciting. I just went through this a couple years ago. My entire life changed. I bought a house. To me, that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. I changed residence. I was able to get into a home and buy my own home, and my career changed, and my career is still shifting and moving. So, I mean, and it's not a bad thing. It's definitely not a bad thing, Gemini. So, and plus you have Jupiter in your sign, technically blessing you, but it also offers that additional protection, I find, as well, with Jupiter moving through the first house. So anyway, Gemini, I'll make separate videos about this. I just kind of wanted to give you some possibilities or examples, but this is a culmination point. Maybe some of you are wrapping up a job. Maybe some of you are retiring or thinking of moving into retirement. Maybe some of you are thinking of moving out of the corporate world, so to speak, and moving into a spiritual based business or your own business, launching your own business. But this is definitely going to be a change of your status, what people know you for. So for example, if you are say you work in the technology sector, you work in the tech industry, and suddenly you're going to move into a spiritual based business doing tarot card readings. I don't know. So I'm just throwing out examples, Gemini, of course, but there's going to be some big changes coming down the pipe for you, which is really exciting. And with Saturn up in your 10th house is also helping you build on a very firm, solid foundation, and Neptune there lingering at the final degrees of your 10th house is also helping you dissolve what no longer works for you personally and professionally as well. Okay, let's talk about this Mars in Cancer for the next technically 6 months. But Mars moving through the second house in general makes you go after whatever you want when it comes to work, when it comes to your skills, your talents, your abilities, when it comes to your value system and maybe defending your value system and what you believe in. This also gives you the motivation, passion, drive to go after the type of work that you want to go after or that you want to pursue. This is also about money. So this is also about bringing in that money and having, again, the motivation, passion, drive to go after that and bring in the money. This is also about material possessions. For you though, Gemini, I'm picturing this could be buying and selling, or maybe more so selling than buying, because wherever Mars goes, he severs also. So you could be getting rid of things, maybe selling things, but you could be also buying things, because Mars in the second house also makes us burn through our money quite quickly as well. So just a heads up there. But your second house is Cancer, so you might be slow to burn through money, but in general, Mars in the second house, not looking at the sign, can make you spend money just as quickly as it comes in. So just a heads up there, Gemini. But I'm going to make a separate video about this because Mars is going to be in here for approximately 6 months once he goes retrograde. Why am I talking about this now? Because he does not go retrograde till December, but he'll be going into shadow starting next month already. So I'm going to make a separate video. I'll dive a little bit more deeper into this, but this is more so for you, possibly about reassessing material possessions. Like, why do you have 2 boats and 2 houses and 16 sports cars? Obviously, I'm being, I'm exaggerating here, but you know what I mean. I think Mars going backwards in the second house is about reassessing material things, reassessing your work or what work means to you. Also your value system. This could be a gut check with your value system, just to kind of give you some ideas. And again, with work, reassessing your skills, your talents, your abilities. As I mentioned, you have eclipses in the 10th house, 4th house. Be prepared for a career change, Gemini, whether it's going to be around you, like changes with your business, like maybe your business gets bought out, or this is you taking a leap of faith and moving into a new line of work. Okay, and then we talked about Venus in Libra, Mercury, again, going back over old ground through your 4th house there. Again, this was your ruler, right, that went retrograde for the month of August. So I feel like you should be getting more traction now that Mercury is moving direct, especially being in Virgo. He loves being in Virgo, and also obviously your sign. So your mind will be on point and sharp, and you'll be able to get down to the nitty-gritty details, and you'll be able to plow through those challenges. And as I mentioned, the window of time, we have this window of time, September and October, so don't be afraid to take advantage of that. But all in all, Gemini, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, it is a mixed bag this month. I'm an optimist. If you've been watching me for a while, I love taking this energy higher. Use this energy to your advantage. Plow through obstacles, get stuff done. I think September, October is going to be really good months to just get things done before these personal planets start going retrograde, when we're going to be slowing down on purpose, which is okay. But we'll talk about that next month and then in the months beyond as well. Otherwise, enjoy September, Gemini, and we'll see you back here in October. Bye for now. Hey, Cancer, sun, moon, or rising, whatever you're watching for, welcome to September. So Cancer, let's talk about where I think some of your focus is going to be for the month of September. So as you can see, the bottom of your sky is lit up. There's a lot of concentrated energy in your 3rd house and 4th house. So what does that mean? Plus you have a new beginning happening this month in that 3rd house as well. So Cancer, 3rd house is all about how you communicate, how you digest thoughts, or I just heard feelings for you, but yes, you are the sign of intuition and moods and feelings and emotions. So it could be about that as well. But 3rd house is very busy. It's all about the mind, and as I mentioned, communication. Could also be about transportation, so planes, trains, automobiles, short distance traveling or short distance trips around your local environment. Third house is all about local, so neighborhood, community members, siblings, usually younger siblings, but siblings in general, cousins, relatives, extended family members, also neighbors as well. And you have Mercury there to boot as well, going over back over old ground, Cancer. So there's extra communication, extra energy, extra oomph going into your third house this month. And again, there's a new beginning starting. Now this could be a new beginning with a relationship or how you relate again to other people in your local community or environment or place of living. This could be maybe a new beginning with a sibling, or maybe a new beginning in a sibling's life, for example, or a next stage or a next level they're kind of showing me, and something to do with a sibling's life as well. So that's where some of the focus is going to be. Also, some of you, I'm hearing you're going to get maybe like a new vehicle. Cancer. I'm also hearing that as well. That definitely could be a possibility, because you're going to be having eclipses through here over the next 2 years. So maybe something about transportation or how you get around could be changing as well. Now, once the sun moves into your fourth house of Libra, this is shining a spotlight on your home and family and living situation. So people that you live with under the same roof, so to speak. So this could not only be about yourself, but obviously people who you live with, or you know, a partner or a child, or whatever the case may be. Also pets, I'm hearing for you as well, Cancer. So I think that's where the majority of your focus is going to be. And again, you have some sort of new beginning happening in your communication sector. Also, technology is housed in the third house as well. So like new laptops, new phones. Now that Mercury is out of shadow around the 11th of September, give or take, good time to upgrade those things. If you do need new tech or a new vehicle, really good time to get that done this month or even next month. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we have this window of opportunity, this window of time to take advantage of, because then we start getting into Mars going into shadow already next month. And then Venus, just when Mars goes direct in 2025, Venus is going to be going retrograde. So we have a lot of personal planet retrogrades in the coming, well, quite a few months ahead. That's going to take us into the middle of 2025. So anything you want to get done this month, Cancer, launches, moving forward with something, buying big things like property or investments, or work with a financial advisor, by the way, because I'm not an investor or a financial person, but anything big that you want to launch or take advantage of, try to get it done this month, next month. Okay, let's talk about that eclipse up in your 9th house. So this is a full moon, this is a culmination point, and this is highlighting your access of education. I actually forgot to mention that, I think, for your third house. This could also be a new beginning with education, Cancer. So learning something new, you going back to school, this could be you becoming the student again, or you becoming a teacher, you becoming an elder, you becoming a coach, you downloading your information to individuals, or you maybe creating a course, for example. So forgive me, I forgot to mention that with the new moon, because there's also a new beginning possibly starting in your education sector as well. Now, this full moon, going back to the full moon, this is a culmination point of, could be, again, I'm throwing out examples here, Cancer. This is not going to resonate with all of you, but this could be about educational pursuits. This could be about religion, spirituality, legal matters, traveling, because again, this new moon, full moon is highlighting your travel sector. So whether it's long distance or short distance, that's definitely being highlighted. The 9th house is also about your ethics, your belief systems, meeting people from all walks of life, different cultures, different backgrounds, overseas. This is anything to do with global, like being global. This is the house of the gods. And on top of it, the ninth house, your Pisces house, is trining your Cancerian planets placements points. So if you have anything around 25 degrees of Cancer, this full moon is also putting a spotlight on that, whatever that is. Like, for example, if it's your sun, if your sun is at the late degrees of Cancer, then this could be a culmination point, a change, an ending in your career sector, or a change, an ending when it comes to a boss or an authority figure, or changes in your father's life, for example, if your father is still with us, or male authority figures in your life, for example. Now, this is an incredible full moon eclipse because the nodes of the moon haven't even shuffled into Pisces, Virgo yet, Cancer, and we're already getting a sneak peek of what is to come in 2025 and 2026. So for you in particular, all the stuff I just rattled off about education and learning and coaching and teaching and mentoring and transportation and technology, pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, that is all up for some change for you, Cancer, over the next 2 years. So this is not a light switch. This is not going to happen overnight. This is a slow change and transition. And some of you might see something coming to an ending or culmination point this month, and some of you won't. Like I said, it depends on how this is hitting your chart personally. But Cancer, this is actually like the ninth house, third house is actually nice, makes really nice aspects to you, versus the eclipse cycle right now is hitting you pretty hard, being in your 10th house and 4th house, right? Of career, status, reputation, and also home, family, foundation, and living circumstances or living situation, Cancer. So this eclipse cycle, I think, will be more in your favor, but I say that with a big fat but, because eclipses eclipse out people, places, things, but then they eclipse in people, places, things quite rapidly. So anyway, regardless, this is a full moon. This is a culmination point at the top of your sky, and it could shine a light also in that third house that we talked about, where there's a new beginning starting there as well. Now, big news, big news for you, Cancer. You have Mars in your sign for 6 months. That's right, 6 months, and it starts right now. So Cancer, I'm going to make a separate video about this. Just like the eclipse cycle, I'm going to make a separate video about the Pisces Virgo eclipse cycle, what that means for all of us. I'm going to make a separate video about Mars going retrograde in Cancer in your sign and what that means. But Mars in the first house, Cancer, is going to ripple out to all areas of your life. Why is that? Because the first house is important to us personally, physically. It's how, if you're watching for your Cancer rising, it's how you walk into this earth. It's how you present yourself to the public, to the whoever. Like, hey, world, I'm here. It's how you show up. So that is up for some change and revision. And this is going to ripple out to your career. This is going to ripple out to your home life or living circumstances or retirement. This is going to ripple out to all of your relationships and how you relate to other people, Cancer. And I'll get into that more in my Mars retrograde video. But Mars in the first house, it's like a brand new you, a brand new cycle is starting in your life. And with it going retrograde, that's extra special for you, Cancer, because it's like there's something you're going back over or redoing, and it could be connected to career, could be connected to your kids. If you have kids, it could be connected to creative projects or endeavors, could be connected to romance and dating. There's a lot of possibilities here. Anything can happen in the first house. Anything can manifest because it's us. So also, Cancer, one thing that popped into my head here, with Mars moving through the first house, is good for fighting off like viruses and bugs and stuff. So this is kind of amazing. In the Northern Hemisphere, we're coming into the fall season, which is usually when people start getting more sick. They're getting back into routines. They're not getting enough sunlight, the vitamin D thing and all that fun jazz. Plus it starts getting darker in the Northern Hemisphere. So one bonus of having Mars here for 6 months is it really should help your immune system. because it'll heat you up internally. Like Mars is going to heat you up at the core. So you'll be able to fight off those bugs and viruses and things like that, which is, you know, pretty amazing. But Mars also like inflames wherever he goes. So being in the first house, watch out for like IBS, inflammation, heartburn, things like that. Spicy foods you might crave more and they might react in a not so good way, Cancer. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. So anyway, I'll stop there because I can go on forever about this, but that's just kind of a sneak peek with Mars being in your first house for such a long stay, Cancer. Now, Venus at the bottom of your sky, wherever Venus goes, she attracts money, beauty, harmony, love, all those fun things. So Cancer, if you're single and looking to mingle, you could meet somebody literally at home in your local environment, in your community, or you might get hooked up with like a family member hooks you up with somebody or knows of somebody. If you're interested, only if you're interested, Cancer, okay? With Pluto in your 7th house of relationships, some of you might be done with relationships, so let's put it that way. But anyway, regardless, Venus in the 4th house, really good time to beautify your living space. Like get some new pictures, get some art on the wall, go, you know, spend some money on some really nice throw pillows or blankets, or make your place of living comfy, cozy. You're good at that, Cancer, because first of all, you're a Cancer, so you are the epitome of home family foundation. You are the epitome and definition of family and bringing in that comfort. Even if you don't have a family, you have that vibe about you. You make people naturally comfortable instantly, like just instantly, just being around a Cancerian, people want to open up to you. So yeah, beautify your living space or situation. Go out and spend some money on your place of living. Move around your furniture. Even if you don't want to spend money, just move your furniture around, change up your pictures on the wall, like change them in different areas of the house, things like that, Cancer. Really nice time to do that. So as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, it is a mixed bag this month because we got the eclipse mixed in. We got lots of different aspects happening this month. So it is a mixed bag of energy, but if you've been watching me for a while, I'm an optimist. So I like to take this energy higher as to what can this energy do for us to benefit us, Cancer. So take the energy higher. Yeah, there's going to be some roadblocks. Yeah, there might be some slowdowns with the squares and things like that. But all in all, I think September and October are going to be good, productive months before Mars starts really slowing down in November. So take advantage of this time and just plow through stuff, get stuff done, because once Mars goes retrograde, that's when we can take a step back, and that's when we can kind of like R&R a little bit more. So otherwise, Cancer, enjoy the month of September, and we'll see you back here in October. Bye for now. Hey, Leo, welcome to September. Leo, sun, moon, rising, whatever you are watching for right now. So Leo, let's talk about where I think some of your focus is going to be this month. As you can see, your 2nd and 3rd house are very busy. So that's where the focus is going to be. And also, Leo, I love it. You have a new moon in your 2nd house of work, income, money, values, material possessions. So there's a new beginning happening this month in that area of life. And also the sun is there. So the sun is your ruler, by the way, pouring energy into this 2nd house for you, Leo. So I absolutely love this. I think it's full on when it comes to work, when it comes to making the big bucks, Leo. You got an eclipse cycle starting here in 2025, and we are getting a sneak peek of this month, which is amazing. So I think your financial structure is going to change. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So you also have Mercury going over old ground. Mercury is now out of shadow, starting around, I think, the 11th, and cruising back through your 2nd house. And Mercury is your money planet, or one of them. Jupiter is also your other 2nd money planet, up in your 11th house of social media, groups, friendship circles, older siblings, things like that. So that's where you start generating your wealth, Leo. So Mercury cruising through the second house, you could be, might have given you time in the month of August to kind of go over old ground. For those of you that own a business or run a business or launches or anything like that, take advantage of this time period. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you watch that, we have a short period of time, September and October, to do any final launches, any big life shifts or changes or moves or pivots, job changes for you, Leo, that you want to make. Because once we get into Mars retrograde and then back-to-back Venus retrograde, this is going to take us till the middle of 2025. It doesn't mean nothing's going to happen. It just means we're going to be doing a lot of internal work, a lot of reassessing, redoing, going over old ground. So this is kind of our only opportunity right now to push forward. And you know what? Reassess later on. Just get it out there, Leo. Put yourself out there, reassess later on, because there's going to be tons of time to do that. So that's one of the focus. And then once the sun pops into Libra, first of all, this is going to start bringing in opportunity, pouring in more opportunity into your sign. This is a busy house. The third house is a busy, busy house. So this is all about how you process information, how you communicate with other people. This is the lower mind, so to speak. This could also be about transportation, vehicles, how you get around, planes, trains, automobiles, traveling, more so short distance, but it could also be long distance as well. I'll throw that out there. This is about your neighbors, your neighborhood, your local area, exploring your local area, finding benefits. With Venus here, she attracts in love, money, beauty when it comes to third house matters. So this is like finding the jewels, the gems, the money in your local environment. If you own a business or run a business, start participating in like local events, Leo. You could really benefit and gain and get your name out there, depending on whatever it is that you want to do. Also, this is about siblings and cousins and relatives and extended family members as well. So that, I think, is going to be your focus this month. And I know I rambled off a lot of stuff. That's obviously not going to resonate with all of you, but those are some examples of what you could be focusing on for the month of September and even into October as well. Okay, let's talk about, sorry, let me just backtrack here. If you are single, did I mention this? If you're single, Leo, and you're looking for love, you could find love in your local area, local environment. So again, put yourself out there. You might bump into people at like social events, or again, going to events, local community events. You're a sibling or a cousin or a relative or a neighbor or something like that might hook you up with someone, or you might find love in literally your local neighborhood. You know, chat up that cute person down the street or whatever the case may be, Leo. So I just wanted to mention that. Okay, I want to move into this full moon that's happening in your 8th house, a financial house. Now, this is a culmination point, first of all. This is an ending. But also, this is a sneak peek of what is coming down the pipe for you, Leo, for the next 2 years, 2025, 2026, and even into 2027. I'm going to make a separate video about this, but this is just kind of a breadcrumb that the universe is giving all of us in this Piscean area of our lives. Now, the eclipses, as I mentioned earlier, this is going to completely overhaul your financial structure, Leo. This is going to do... This could be an overhaul on your joint assets as well. So if you're married or if you are in a business partnership right now, that could be going through some changes. Your partner's finances could be going through changes, by the way. Whether it's your love or business partner, this could be an ending or a change in how they earn a living too. Now, again, this might happen this month, but it might not. So this is a bigger 2-year cycle that I'm just kind of giving you some examples on. This is also shining a spotlight down on your 2nd house of work, of material possessions. So again, I think Leo, your material possessions are going to change as well, buying and selling things. This could also be changes of property. This could be inheritance coming your way. Again, whether this is, could be this month, but again, this is a 2-year cycle I'm kind of talking about here too. I'm giving you kind of possibilities over the next 2 years. Regardless, there's an overhaul happening here with your financial structure, how you earn a living. Work is also involved here, Leo, as well. So this is good. Keep in mind though, eclipse energy can happen really fast. So eclipses eclipse out people, places, things, and then the eclipses can bring in people, places, things just as fast to replace them. So just keep that in mind, Leo. Okay, another thing I want to also, sorry, I'm going to backtrack here, Leo, because I'm thinking of also full moon in the 8th house, mundane stuff, taxes, debts, loans. This is like a culmination point. Mortgages are in here as well, business loans, business mortgages. I think there's a lot of Leos out there also building businesses, whether they're spiritual based or other types of businesses. They're kind of like fed up. They're like, yeah, I'm going out on my own. I can also see that as well happening around this full moon. So again, pay attention, Leo, because this is just the start or the ending of something that's going to bring in some new energy coming into 2025 and 2026. Okay, I want to talk about Mars in Cancer for 6 months. This is going to be, yeah, this is going to be huge. Mars does not go retrograde until December, but I'm mentioning this now in these videos because Mars goes into shadow next month already. Now, Leo, for you, this is super interesting. By the way, I'm going to make a separate video about this, about Mars retrograde in Cancer. So, Leo, I'm going to throw it out there. I know this is boring. I'm going to give you some examples. By the way, this is not going to resonate for everyone. But the first thing that popped into my mind when I see Mars in the 12th house is the sleep routine is going to be disrupted, 100%. Mars moving through the 12th house, again, this might not apply to you, but I'm a Leo sun, so I know this this happens to me every single time that Mars moves through Cancer. Is I have a hard time getting consistent sleep. I wake up a lot. So Leo, if this resonates with you, I think it would be a fantastic time to get into a sleep ritual or some sort of habit that you want to keep and hang on to. So whether that's meditation, reading a book, not on a phone, people, not on something that's going to like activate, what do they call it, the blue light or something. Like, do it the old-fashioned way, folks. Read at night, meditate, do a bath, do some sort of ritual to help you get consistent sleep. I think that might be important for Leos. Now, if that doesn't resonate, I'm going to natter off a whole bunch of possibilities here. This is the hidden 12th house. This could be secrets coming to the surface, whether they're your secrets, Leo, or somebody else's secrets. This could also be, I'm going to throw it out there, fancy time, behind the scenes, affairs. Again, whether this is you or whether this is a partner. Now, I'm not saying all Leos out there are having affairs. Okay, I want to be crystal clear here. Because I know some of you are going to be like, oh my God, everybody, no. I'm just throwing it out there as possibilities, okay? But this could be like having sex behind closed doors, like hidden. But keep in mind, when Mars goes retrograde, that might come out, okay? So just something to be mindful of. This is also about awakenings. I think there's a lot of Leos anyway going through a lot of awakenings. But this is like jacked up energy. This is more intense energy when it comes to Mars. Mars also slices and dices and severs wherever he goes. So this Leo could also be about letting go, endings, wrapping things up, and healing. Whatever that means for you, physical healing, or again, this could be more deeper psychological healing as well, Leo. This could also be about solitude, reflection, taking more of that as well. Also not a bad idea to get into maybe a healthy exercise routine, Leo. I'm just going to kind of put it out there because technically this retrograde, I forgot to mention, Mars retrogrades, I believe, yes, 6 degrees of Leo. So if you have anything from 6 degrees to the beginning of Leo, so like 0 to 6 degrees, this is going to add another layer to this retrograde. So you are involved in this retrograde. I forgot to mention that. It's just that Mars spends a lot of the time in Cancer, but this is also about you, how you present yourself to the world. So if your sun or rising or moon is at the first 6 degrees of Leo, this is definitely going to impact you personally. How you present yourself, how you walk into the world, what you're known for, how the world views you. I feel like that could be up for some revision and change as well, Leo. 12th house is all about hidden gifts, talents, abilities as well. So again, goes back to that awakening, waking something up inside of you that you want to bring out and birth. So anyway, Leo, those are just some examples in general of Mars moving through the 12th house. This is going to be, again, 6 months of this. So also the dream world. Did I mention that? Yeah, dreams, intuition, intuitive hits. That could be important for you at this time as well. So just something to be mindful of. And then we talked about Venus in Libra. That's kind of your sweet spot this month as she moves through the sign of Libra, and she's at home here, so she's very comfortable. This is also going to be really fantastic for relationships, whether you're in a relationship or not. This is also going to be nice how you relate to also your siblings, cousins, neighbors, relatives, your immediate, finding those benefits in your immediate environment as well. Otherwise, Leo, all in all, not a bad month ahead. I think September, October are going to be really good constructive months to get stuff done, to plow through things. Because as I mentioned, there's going to be a lot of time for introspection and going back over things that we launched, say in even August, September, and October. We have lots of time to go over those details and polish things up, so to speak. So otherwise, Leo, enjoy the month of September, and we'll see you back here in October. Bye for now. Hey, Virgo, sun, moon, or rising, whatever you're watching for. Happy birthday, Virgo, if you are celebrating a birthday this month. And this is your new moon. This is your new moon this month, Virgo, regardless of when your birthday was or is this month. This is the time to set those new moon intentions on or around, well, preferably after September the 2nd. Set those birthday wishes. What do you want to manifest in your life over the next 6 months and even beyond? And even beyond, because this is your birthday cycle. So this could be even a 12-month birthday wish. What do you want to bring into fruition? What do you want to manifest? What do you want to take advantage of? Whatever the case may be. What do you want to birth into this world, whether literally or a creative project, hobby, endeavor, work, whatever the case may be. So Virgo, let's talk about where I think your focus is going to be this month. So obviously it's going to be about you. It's going to be about your health. How are you taking care of your body? What do you want to be known for? As I mentioned, what do you want to do over the next 12 months? And if that's too far to think about, well, then do 6 months. What do you want to manifest over the next 6 months? What do you want to get done? So now is the perfect time, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. We have this window of time free of personal planet retrogrades. Mercury is coming out of shadow. On the 11th, Mercury is in your sign, helping you. It's just jazzing up that energy of clear mind, clear thinking, clear communication, helping you go after whatever it is that you want. If you're a writer or a publisher, my God, get your stuff out there. Like if you're in the healthcare field or whatever the case may be, take advantage of this time. Because once Mars and Venus goes retrograde, and these are like back-to-backs that we're going to be experiencing late 2024 into 2025, We have lots of time to go over old ground. So just get it out there, Virgo. I know that's hard for you to hear because you are the sign that wants everything lined up, T's crossed, I's dotted. Just get it out there. Just get it out there, Virgo, because trust me, you'll have a ton of time. You're going to have like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months to go over old ground and correct anything that you need to correct, that you launch, say in August, September, or October. So that's going to be one of your focuses. It's going to be all about you, and this could ripple out into all areas of life. So career, home, family, living situation, or partnerships, whatever that means for you and how you relate to that other person, whether it's in love, business, friendship, or family. Now, once the sun pops into Libra, this is your second house of earnings, of income, how you earn a living, work, material possessions, your value system. Plus you have Venus here as well. So Venus attracts love, beauty, money, harmony wherever she goes. So this should line your pockets, Virgo, or at least help you, give you that little bit of a boost while Venus is in here. Plus she is at home here. So I'm going to throw it out there. Sometimes this can make Venus a little bit, I don't want to say lazy, but I don't have another word right now for that. So you might have to, like, it should come easy for you. Money, beauty, good health, things like that. Because this is also the house of like what you ingest, what you put into your body. But it can also make us a little bit lazy because she's at home here, right? So she's kind of like easy peasy, lemon squeezy in this second house as well. So, but regardless, this should be really lovely. If you are single, Virgo, I'm going to throw it out there. You might meet somebody at work. That could be a possibility. I'm not saying an absolute, but could be a possibility, especially at some point she's going to make a trine up to Jupiter in your 10th house. Yeah, this also makes you very attractive when it comes to your career sector. So go after that bonus, go after that client, go after whatever it is that you want to go after, the promotion, anything you want to present yourself to leadership. You're going to look very attractive this month. But I mean, you have Jupiter in the 10th house, so that should be a blessing in itself. But Jupiter in here can also challenge you to change your career and create, again, the career or work or status, whatever it is that you want, Virgo. Okay, so I think that's where your focus is going to be. And again, with that new moon, there's a new beginning here. So plant those seeds of intention, whatever you want to wish for, go big, Virgo, and see what happens in 6 months. But you got to take some action, okay? You got to take some action. This isn't, I don't see this as like riches pouring out of the sky, but you never know. Hey, you never know. Okay, Virgo, eclipse. We have a new eclipse in your 7th house of partnerships. This is interesting, Virgo. Libra and Aries is going through this right now, and you're going to be, so the South Node is going to move into your sign in 2025. So this is a sneak peek of what is possibly to come in 2025, 2026, and even early 2027. So Virgo, first of all, this is a culmination point. This is an ending in your 7th house of partnerships. So this could be about work. This could be about love. This could be about wrapping up a divorce. This could be about marriage. This could be about contracts, agreements, or negotiations, Virgo. Anything to do with relating, how you relate to another, for example. So this is also shining a spotlight on you, though. So a full moon always illuminates the entire axis. So again, this is shining a spotlight right back at you. Now, I'm going to just give you some examples here, Virgo, because I'm going to make a separate video about the new eclipse cycle in your sign and in Pisces. So eclipses eclipse out people, places, things. But they also eclipse in people, places, things into your life, and it can be quite rapid. It can be quite dramatic, like quick change. Now, I think this is going to be about people, Virgo, I'm going to just throw it out there. Now, if you're happily married and you're like, Stacey, don't tell me I'm going to get a divorce, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying you're going to get a divorce, okay? This could manifest in other ways. This could even manifest in your partner's life, okay? Or your partner's social circle, for example. But this is definitely change coming in, not only impacting you personally or professionally, but other people that you're connected to as well. There's definitely going to be some changes and some shuffling happening there. Just to give you a couple examples. Let's see here. Yeah, and also this full moon is connected to Neptune as well, helping you dissolve something in this area of life to do with contracts, agreements, and negotiations, whether this is in business or in love, but it could also be in family too, family, friendships, things like that. Now, I also want to just touch on Mars being in Cancer for a very, very, very long stay here in your 11th house of friendship circles, humanitarian efforts, people that you associate with, your role in these groups, whether it's memberships or groups or clubs or whatever. This is also the house of older siblings. This is the house of your long-term hopes, wishes, dreams. This is the house of social media as well, the internet, reaching a higher, wider audience. So this is going to be extra important for all of us. Again, I'm going to make a separate video about this with Mars going retrograde in here. But again, Virgo, in general, with Mars moving through here, what I just rambled off, there's going to be extra emphasis or oomph, energy, action, passion, motivation, drive pouring into this 11th house for you. So I think this is going to be good for, as I mentioned earlier, going after what it is that you want. Take advantage of this energy. Mars doesn't like being in Cancer though, so he does have to work extra hard. Do be mindful of like burning yourself out and going above and beyond for friendship circles. Maybe you're the one that plans everything. Maybe you're the one that does everything. Maybe you're the one that puts up your hand first and volunteers for everything. That's going to be up for some revision. And I'm going to just throw it out there. Mars in here can also sever and inflame. So you could be cutting ties with friendship circles or friends or an older sibling, or you might get into it with a friend, meaning an argument or an argument with an older sibling, or some sort of group or affiliation that you're connected to. You're going to be pretty fired up and passionate and spicy. And I'm just going to throw it out there. Arguments could spark while Mars is in here. And again, he's going to be in here for a long time. Watch out for also internalizing that anger, Virgo. I think that's going to be for all of us. Passive aggressiveness is going to be full on during this retrograde as well. And with Mars in there direct, it doesn't matter. It's going to be, we're going to be internalizing a lot of anger, which I'm going to talk about sort of remedies when I make my separate video about this. But these are just some examples of things, Virgo, I want you to keep at the back of your mind, because again, this is going to be 6 months of this, 6 months, and a lot of reassessment going on in this area of life as well, reassessing goals as well and objectives. Okay, and then yes, your ruler is out of shadow. We talked about that, so it's full on. Take advantage of this energy. This month is really a mixed bag, Virgo. If I mentioned that at the beginning, with the eclipse, we have oppositions this month, we have squares this month, we have sextiles, we have trines. Like, it's a mixed bag. It really is a mixed bag. But I think September and October are really good months to get shit done. Like, just get stuff done. Reassess later. Like, let's reassess and clean up later. You are the sign I think is going to struggle with this, depending on what you're watching for. I feel you. I get it. But try something new. Put something out there. And then if you don't like it, well, then take it down during the retrograde, you know, or change it during the retrograde season. But yeah, really good month to just forward momentum, just get stuff done and do the best you can, Virgo. That's all we can with this energy, and go high, take this energy higher. Otherwise, I wish you a wonderful month ahead, Virgo, and we'll see you back here in October. Bye for now. Hey Libra, welcome to September. Libra sun, moon, or rising, whatever you're watching for right now. So Libra, happy birthday. If you are celebrating a birthday this month, I want to wish you a wonderful month and a wonderful solar year ahead, Libra. And look at this, you have Venus in your sign right now too. So if you do have a birthday this month, gosh, make those wishes extra big, Libra, because first of all, you're going to be very attractive this month. Wherever Venus goes, she attracts love, beauty, harmony, and money too. So I feel like there could be a lot of pampering going on this month, Libra. So that's wonderful. I love that for you. But let me backtrack a little bit here. Let's talk about where I think your focus is going to be. Obviously, as I already nattered off, I think it's going to be about you, especially once the sun pops into your sign and just infuses whatever you're watching for right now, infuses it with energy. So it's kind of like you're in the spotlight, and Venus is going to make it that much better, that much sweeter. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, you do have the South Node still in your sign. So this could also be about letting shit go, Libra. Let stuff go, downsize, get rid of shit that you just do not need. Pardon my French. But with the sun in here, Venus in here, Mercury's going to pile in here at the end of the month. Get rid of stuff. It's like, yeah, purge. That's what it's been about for you, Libra, for the last like 2 years. Like, get rid of things. Yeah, don't take them with you, so to speak. So just get rid of things, purge things, let things go. This could also be psychological as well. So when September starts, the sun is still going to be in your 12th house, and Mercury is there, and you have a new moon there, like a new beginning. So talking about purging, letting go, the 12th house is very hidden. It's a very spiritual house, and there's a new beginning here that's happening. September 2nd is the new moon, give or take a day or two, depending on where you are on the planet. But there's a new beginning here, whether it's spiritually, this could also be an awakening, but this also amps up the energy of letting crap go, whether it's psychological or physical, like physical material possessions, so to speak. This is also the house of solitude, reflection, taking more time out. Like, take advantage of this time, Libra, absolutely. If you feel tired, rest. Like, it is what it is. With the sun illuminating that 12th house, maybe it's time to get into a better health regime when it comes to your sleep cycle, or how you sleep, or how you get ready preparing yourself for bed, like getting into a really nice sleep cycle. I know that sounds boring. I know it does, but that's part of our health, Libra. And if we don't take care of ourselves, how can we benefit others? I know you're all about the other. Well, how can you give anything if you have no fuel in your own tank, if your body is breaking down, if you're sick all the time? So I think this is a really nice new moon and a really nice time of the year. We get this once a year with the sun moving through that 12th house, is to take a step back and say, how am I going to take care of myself? You're moving into a new birthday cycle. Set those birthday wishes absolutely this month. Next month, we're going to have an eclipse in your sign, a new moon in your sign. So actually, this is going to be interesting for the Librans. If you do have a birthday around October the 2nd, that's when you have a new moon solar eclipse, 10 degrees of Libra. So I'm going to throw that out there as well. So this is all about you, Libra. This month, next month, not only is it your birthday, but again, we're still in your eclipse cycle. You and Aries are still sort of like going through these, like a metamorphosis, like a lot of change is happening for you, possibly even physically, because the first house can also indicate our physical health in our bodies as well, Libra. So that's where I think the focus is going to be. Also, the 12th house is about your hidden gifts, talents, and abilities. Pay attention to your dreams. Mercury is here as well. So some of you, I feel like you're going to have paranormal I'm going to just throw it out there, some paranormal experiences as well, with Mercury finally going direct in your 12th house. Yeah, I feel like some of you be open, like open up your senses. You're going to have some sort of sensory experience. Some of you might hear things. Some of you might sense things. Yeah, that's sort of popping into my head right now. So I'll just, and again, if you're not into that kind of stuff, that's fine. Just bear with me. That's just something that popped in my head. But that could also be something, maybe you want to plant those seeds of intention, something to do with your spiritual gifts that you could be awakening or waking up at this time as well, around this new moon. Okay, I want to talk about this eclipse. We have a brand new eclipse cycle, and this is a full moon happening in your 6th house. So this is an ending, a culmination point. This is a sneak peek, Libra, of what is to come in 2025, 2026, and early 2027. So the 6th house, very busy house. This is all about your day-to-day habits, routines. This is also about work, the workplace, the place of work. If you go into a workplace, that could definitely be up for some changes at this time. Coworkers, if you have coworkers, I think there's going to be some changes in the environment. If not this month, this is going to be up for some review and change in 2025 and 2026 for sure. This is also about your health, going back to your health, your physical health, your mental health as well, because this is also shining a spotlight in that 12th house that we just talked about. So full moons illuminate the entire axis. So this could be about 6th house or 12th house matters. This could also be about pets as well, and pets and or animals. Maybe pay extra attention to your pets maybe this month, but also again, that's going to be up for some change, whatever that means in the next couple years as well. Also duty, responsibility, habits, things like that are going to be up for some change and review. Again, this is an ending. So hopefully, Libra, you're kicking old habits and not taking on new, not so good habits. It's good to take on new healthy habits, like we talked about, the sleep patterns, sleep routines, taking care of your mental health and your physical health. But I can also see this going another way too, where, you know, you might pick up a bad habit, but try not to. Try not to, Libra. I'll just throw it out there. So not all of that is going to come to fruition. And anything I rambled off, again, this is a brand new 2-year cycle. I'm going to make a separate video about this and what this means for each and every one of us. So this is just a sneak peek of what is to come in 2025, 2026. And it's happening right now, this month. Like, absolutely. And keep in mind, eclipses eclipse out people, places, and things, but they can eclipse in people, places, and things just as fast. And I have a feeling you know what I'm talking about, Libra, because you have the South Node, the North Node in your partnership sector, relationship sector, how you relate to other people, and you, like, as I mentioned, your physicality, your physical body, you, how you show up in the world, how people perceive you. So Libra, I have a feeling you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, and then I want to talk about Mars in Cancer. Now, this is a very, very long stay up in your 10th house of career, Libra. So this is going to be very interesting for my cardinal folks like yourself. Why? Because it's, first of all, it's hitting one of your angular houses, especially if Cancer is, your midheaven is truly through Cancer. This is hitting one of the big angles of your chart. So the big angles are obviously the 1st house, the 7th house, which is where the nodes are right now for you, and then the 4th house, 10th house. So Mars in here for such a long stay, Libra, there could likely be some changes with regards to your career, what you're known for, your status, your reputation. This could also be about like your public image. Keep in mind though, Mars is a double-edged sword. Also, I forgot to mention, this is the axis of you as a parent and your parents, if they're still with us. So mom, dad, or authority figures in your life. So this could also be bosses if you have a boss. Or if you are a boss, then this could influence you as well. So Mars at the top of your sky can make you, and I know Libra, this is going to be hard for you to hear, but this could actually make you a bit more passive aggressive, can make you internalize that anger and be bitter a little bit more. So we're going to talk about, I'm going to make a separate video. We're going to talk about how to alleviate this and channel this into other things. So for you, Libra, again, it would be your career, but be mindful how you're projecting out on other people. It could be your coworkers. It could be people that work for you or work with you. Or again, bosses, by the way, might be more irritable over the next 6 months. That just popped into my head too. This might not be about you, but if you do work for someone, you might notice during Mars's long stay in here, they might get a little bit more feisty, fiery, and maybe more passive aggressive with you. So watch out for that, Libra, just starting this month. This is such a long stay. So these are just some possibilities and examples. But the nice thing about Mars at the top of your sky, if you want to change your work, you do have a full moon in your 6th house this month. If you want to change your work, whatever that means for you, go for it. Like Neptune is there helping you dissolve something in this area of life as well that's not working. So Mars at the top of your sky can sever as well. So get rid of that job that's not working, or get rid of those employees that aren't like cutting it, aren't, whatever the case may be. Get rid of people. If they're not working, they're not working. That's okay. You know, they'll find their path. They'll find their way. But Libra, this is really nice energy pouring into your career. The focus, like laser focus, is going to be there. So this isn't a bad thing. Like, please don't get me wrong. I hope you don't think I'm painting a negative picture here, but it is what it is. Mars is a malefic. You know, it's pretty hard to like sugarcoat Mars. I can only do it so much. But I mean, he is here to stir the pot. He is here to shake things up for a reason. Like, there's a reason this is going to be happening, Libra. So anyway, I'll talk about that a little bit more in my Mars retrograde video. But for now, I hope that gives you some examples of what you can do with this energy. And keep in mind, because it's at an important angle, this can also bleed out into all relationships: love, business, friends, family, and also your home and living situation as well. Anyone who lives with you, this could spice things up in those areas of life as well for you, Libra. But all in all, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, this is a really mixed bag month. I think September and October are going to be good months to get some traction, but then there's going to be wild cards, right? These eclipses on the 17th, and as I mentioned, October 2nd, we have another solar eclipse, 10 degrees of Libra. If you have anything around 10 degrees, this is going to impact you personally, depending on the planet, of course, or angle that you're watching for. But, you know, expect the unexpected when it comes to these eclipses, especially ones that are happening right in your sign, Libra. So more changes on the horizon in September and October, but that's okay. Get yourself out there, push yourself, bust through challenges as best as you can, because there's going to be lots and lots and lots of time to go over old ground when Mars goes retrograde and when your ruler, Venus, goes retrograde in early 2025. So, all right, Libra, enjoy the month of September, and we'll talk to you in October. Bye for now. Hey, Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising, or whatever you are watching for. Welcome to September. So, Scorpio, let's talk about where I think some of your focus is going to be this month. So, as you can see, your 11th house and 12th house is packed with, you have a new moon in your 11th house this month. You have Mercury there. You have the sun that's going to occupy your 11th and 12th house. You have the South Node in your 12th house, and you also have Venus in your 12th house. So those are definitely going to be the areas of life where I think the focus is going to be for September and even into October. So your 11th house, you have a new beginning here, a new moon on September the 2nd. This is going to be all about friendship circles, people that you hang out with, memberships, affiliations, associations, humanitarian efforts are in here as well. Older siblings are in here as well. This is your hopes, your wishes, your dreams. The 11th house can also be a house of luck, like a lucky house as well, or a lucky break as well. And your long-term vision, like your direction, where do you want to go, Scorpio? So plant those seeds of intention with this new moon. That's going to be some of your focus this month. And then once the sun moves into the 12th house, this is a quieter house. You're preparing for your solar year ahead, your birthday cycle ahead, whether you're watching for your sun or your rising or moon. This is kind of like you're preparing for a new cycle. You are the sign of transformation after all, so I feel like you know exactly what I'm talking about. So once the sun moves into Libra, it'll kind of be a good time to slow down, maybe pace yourself. This is about spirituality. This is about awakenings. This is about dreams. This could be also about healing, whatever that means for you. Healing could mean different things, right? It could mean psychologically, because the 12th house is subconscious, but it could also be physical healing as well. The 12th house is hidden. So it's kind of like, you know, maybe you're going to get surgery done, or again, things are happening behind the scenes, so to speak. So whatever healing means to you, that could also be sort of the focus this month. This is also the house of your hidden talents, gifts, and abilities. So with the sun here, that's sort of illuminating things as well behind the scenes, or things that are, again, you're awakening up or waking up. So something could be bubbling up from the surface. But again, it could be bubbling up to be healed, acknowledged, and let go. This is the house of endings and letting go and unraveling as well. So just something to keep in mind, Scorpio. Now with Venus here, I'm going to throw it out there, Scorpio, for those of you, this may or may not resonate, but Venus in the 12th house could be like, you know, fancy time behind the scenes here. So it could be affairs, whether it's you or somebody else that you're connected to. Now, I'm not saying, Scorpio, everyone's having a bloody affair, so don't take that to the extreme. I'm just throwing it out there as an example, okay? So, but with the sun in here, it could illuminate some secrets. Some things could come to the surface. But yeah, whenever I see Venus in the 12th house, transiting the 12th house, could mean like love behind the scenes, or like secret love. Maybe somebody is infatuated with you, or maybe somebody expresses their love for you, or something along those lines. That could be a possibility. It could also mean like finding love in unusual places. So it could be maybe just going to church, or going to a temple, or going to an isolated, secluded place, and you find somebody, you connect with somebody. So it could be interesting things like that that could come up at this time, Scorpio. So I think that's where your focus is going to be. Also with Mercury transiting back through Virgo, Mercury is at a shadow, I think around the 11th, give or take a day or two, depending on where you're on the, where you are on the planet. There we go. Mercury's just going to infuse that communication, and it's going to be sharp. It's going to be on point. It's going to be direct, possibly even blunt, but that's okay to a point. I mean, we're not talking about Mars here yet, but Mercury in here is just going to infuse that energy, and you might want to socialize quite a bit more as well while Mercury is flying through Virgo here. Okay. And then, sorry, if I didn't emphasize enough, plant those seeds of intention. You have a new moon in your 11th house, in friendship circles, hopes, wishes, dreams, long-term goals, and commitments. Also the house of older siblings. This could be a new beginning for an older sibling. So it might not be about you, it might be about them as well. You could also maybe hear from a older sibling that you have not heard from in a long time as well, or reconnect with them in some way, shape, or form. Now, I want to talk about our first eclipse this month in a new axis, basically. So full moon in Pisces. This is a sneak peek of what is to come, Scorpio, over the next 2 years, starting in 2025 into early 2027 even. Now, for you, the next eclipse cycle is actually hitting some nice areas of life for you. This is, okay, so this is a full moon. So just thinking about a full moon in your 5th house, this is a culmination point. This is an ending. I feel like if, for those of you that have kids, this could definitely be an ending or some sort of change or shift in a child's life. It doesn't matter their age, just there's some sort of changes, shuffling, endings, new beginnings happening in this area of life. Or again, it's shining a spotlight. Full moons emphasize the entire axis. So it's also shining a spotlight up on that 11th house that we talked about. So there could also be endings up in your 11th house of friendships, groups, people you hang out with, things like that could be coming to a culmination point at this time. Now, the eclipse energy brings in the wild card energy. So eclipses, eclipse out, people, places, things, but eclipse in, people, places, things, sometimes just as fast. So keep that in mind, Scorpio. This is kind of like, again, just a breadcrumb of what is to come later on. And again, I feel like for those of you with families, with kids, this is going to impact them. Now, I can't say negative, good, bad. I can't say any of that because I don't see your chart in front of me. Now, this new eclipse cycle is making nicer aspects to you, to your sign, but that doesn't mean that the sky is going to open up and riches are going to pour onto you, okay? Like, I'm going to be real here. Eclipses can be challenging regardless of how they're being aspected, okay? So, and because it's hitting your 5th house of kids, I can't help but throw it out there. For those of you wanting to start a family, it's full on. This is like quick pregnancy. Whether it's this month, but again, this is a 2-year cycle that's going to happen in 2025. I'm going to make a separate video about this and dive a little bit more deeper into this eclipse energy. But for now, this is just a sneak peek. If kids don't resonate, think of it as this is the 5th house is the spark of life. It's where our passions lie. It's what we fall in love with, who we fall in love with, because this is also the 5th house of romance and dating. So if you're single, Scorpio, I'm going to put it out there. You'll probably meet someone new over the next couple of years. It might even happen this month. This full moon is hand in hand with Neptune. It is the higher octave of Venus. So love could be in the air for you. Absolutely. If you're married or connected to somebody already, this is again bringing the spark back and what that means for you, basically. It depends on the stage of your relationship. Now, this is also about creative projects, creative endeavors, birthing a new business, birthing a side hustle. Again, this is where passions lie. So this is something bubbling to the surface that you want to take higher, whatever that means for you, Scorpio. So I hope that kind of gives you some examples, some basic examples of possibilities here. Again, apply this to your life. I do not expect everything I just nattered off is going to resonate with each and every one of you. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is Mars in Cancer. Now, the good news is this is making a really nice aspect for you, Scorpio, whatever you're watching for right now. Mars is going to be making harmonious, flowing aspects to you over the next 6 months. This is a 6-month transit. I'm mentioning this early because, well, Mars is here. Mars is popping into Cancer. So Mars is going to be here for a very long time. He's going into shadow next month. He's going to be really slowing down in November. So this is also your planet, Scorpio. So anything you want to push out, get done, put out there, this is the time to do it. September and October is the time to push yourself, get it out there. Depending on your health, though, I can't ignore all that energy in your 12th house, Scorpio. So If you can't get stuff done, don't worry about it, because once your ruler goes retrograde, there's going to be lots of time for revision, introspection, going within, taking a step back. So yeah, you and Aries will be greatly impacted by this retrograde cycle, because this is your personal planet. So you're ruled by Mars. Now, let's just talk about the 9th house. So this is where Mars is going to be for 6 months. So the 9th house is all about long distance traveling, just traveling in general. This is about immigration, citizenship, paperwork, the legal system. This is pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone. This is dealing with people all over the world, all over the planet, all walks of life. This is also the house of the gods as well. This is also an education house as well. So learning, teaching, going back to school, you becoming the student again, or you upgrading your skill set, or you becoming an elder, so to speak, or a coach or a mentor, or you passing down this information to the next generation. So there's a lot of beautiful energy in this 9th house. And again, I love this for you and Pisces, because it's trining your energy. So I feel like if any sign is going to be very successful with this transit, it's going to be you and Pisces for sure, because it's just pouring that harmonious energy into you guys. Now, is it going to be a cakewalk? God, no. You know that. Out of all the signs, I think you should probably know that by now, being the sign of constant transformation, constant change. You know, you rule the house of big change and the phoenix coming out of the ashes over and over and over again. So it's not going to be a cakewalk, but I just think you'll be able to handle it the best. Let's just put it that way. So positive things can come out of this, Scorpio, like very positive things. We'll talk about that once I do my Mars. I'm going to do a separate video about Mars retrograde, and I'm going to do a separate video about the new eclipse cycles in Pisces and Virgo. So stay tuned for that. This is just kind of, I'm just scratching the surface to give you some examples. Otherwise, Scorpio, I think, as I mentioned earlier, it's going to be a mixed bag this month. Okay. We have opportunity coming in. We have harmony coming in. We have blessings coming in. We have challenges coming in. We have more change coming in. We have manifestation happening this month. It's how you utilize this energy, Scorpio. So if you've been watching me for a while, I'm an optimist. I like to take the energy higher versus focusing on the Debbie Downer shit. That's not me. It's like, take it higher, put yourself out there, do as much as you can over the next couple months, and we have tons of time to reassess when the retrogrades come back around. Otherwise, enjoy the month of September, Scorpio, and we'll see you back here in October. Bye for now. Hey, Sagittarius, sun, moon, rising, whatever you're watching for right now. Welcome to September. Let's talk about where I think your main focus is going to be this month, or part of your focus is going to be this month, depending on what you're watching for. So as you can see, there's a lot of energy at the top of your sky. So you have a new moon, a new beginning happening in your 10th house of career, public status, recognition, reputation, you as a parent, or maybe a new beginning with a parent, mom, dad, authority figures, or bosses in your life. So, and Mercury is in there as well. South Node, Venus lighting up your 11th house, and then the sun is going to be illuminating your 10th and 11th house as well. So yes, let's go back to that new beginning. So Sag, if you want to change your work, whatever that means for you, whatever you do on a day-to-day level, or maybe consider retirement, I feel like that's going to be crossing your mind this month, and pretty quickly too, maybe even in August. This might have already happened because this new moon is September the 2nd. So it could have manifested already for you, Sag, or you might be thinking about it in the month of September. So it's all about career, work, what you want to do. What does your 9 to 5 look like? Are you a business owner? Do you want to be a business owner? Do you want to change that? I'm going to dive into that a little bit more because eclipses are starting to rumble, grumble, and bubble in your 4th house, 10th house axis, Sag. And this is huge, absolutely huge. I don't want to get on a tangent about it, but I'll talk about that in just a second here. Now, If it's not about your career and status and about you as a parent or a parent in your life or bosses, definitely could be some changes with bosses at this time as well, if that resonates. Once the sun moves into your 11th house, this is all about, I was about to say partnerships, but I meant to say friendship circles. So, it could be about partnerships technically with the sun and Venus pouring energy into your ruler, Jupiter, in your 7th house. Maybe that's why I spit out partnerships. So it could be about partnerships this month. Let's just put that out there. But focus could be on friends. You might want to spend more time with your friends or groups of people that you affiliate with or associate with. This is also about humanitarian efforts or group efforts, hopes, wishes, dreams, long-term goals and commitments. Older siblings are covered off in the 11th house as well. This is also the house of technology, social media, things like that. And what I love about the 11th house is it's making opportunity aspects down to your planet's placements, points, whatever you're watching for right now. So if you ever want to, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you watched it, we're in this window of time. If you want to launch yourself in social media, if you want to do something on YouTube land, if you want to do Instagram or I don't know, TikTok or something like that, I would say September and October are really good months to put yourself out there because you just never know. You have Venus in there sweetening, there we go, sweetening the pot. And you got the sun in there pouring energy, and it's going to be pouring energy into your planet. It's really strange. For some reason for you, I'm really focused on Jupiter. Yeah, so it could also be a month about love and relating to other people and finding your person or reconnecting with a person or a loved one, or business partnerships or new partnerships coming in, new business contracts coming in as well for you, Sag. So I'll just put that out there. If that resonates, great. And if not, don't worry about it. Just leave it. These are general readings. Okay, so I think that's where your focus, some of your focus is going to be this month, Sag. Now, I want to get to the full moon on the 17th. This is interesting because this is a brand new eclipse cycle. The nodes of the moon haven't even shifted into new territory yet, and we're already getting a sneak peek of what is to come in 2025, 2026, and even early 2027. Now, Sag, you are one of the mutable signs. Gemini is in there as well. Virgo is in there as well. Pisces is in there as well. All of you now are up for some big, big, big life change over the next 2 years. And you're just getting a little tiny breadcrumb from the universe. So full moons are culmination points. They are endings. Something is coming to an ending. But I mean, what comes with endings? New beginnings. That new moon up in your 10th house, a career, of public reputation, of status, of parents, you as a parent. Maybe some of you will be becoming parents in the next 2 years. I think also if your parents are still with us, there's going to be a lot of changes in your parents' lives, mom, dad, authority figures. So this full moon is in your 4th house, a home, family, living situation, people that you live with. There's changes happening here. And it's also shining a spotlight upstairs to your 10th house. So full moons always illuminate the entire axis. So it might not be about home, family, foundation. It might be about your career or vice versa, right? Or this might not even be about you, Sag. Maybe this is about a child. Maybe this is about somebody you live with. Maybe this is about a parent, as I mentioned, or this is maybe you becoming a parent or you thinking about becoming a parent. That could be a possibility as well. So regardless, these areas of life are up for some big, big change, especially if your midheaven goes through Virgo and your IC, your home line, goes through Pisces. Retirement, by the way, if I didn't mention that already, that could be on the menu as well. Or on your mind as well. But these eclipses are also going to be challenging your descendant and your ascendant as well, your rising sign, and also your love line, so to speak, through Gemini, if it's truly through Gemini. Now, if you're watching for your sun sign, this is changes in your career, okay? Eclipses hitting the sun. This is definitely changes in The career or father figures in your life, or bosses, or you as a boss, is going to be changing, transforming. If you're watching for your moon sign, this is changes in your home environment. What does your living space or situation mean to you? Also, this is your emotional body or physical body as well. So just throwing out some examples. I'm going to make a separate video about the new eclipse cycle, and I'm probably going to go into a little bit more detail as to what this could manifest in your life. But Sag, it's going to be big change across the board, 100%. Like I said, especially this is hitting your big angles, especially if your true midheaven is there and your IC is in Pisces. That would impact it that much more. Okay, Mars. I want to talk about Mars being in Cancer for 6 months. This is such a long transit, Sag. And for you, this is all about making money, how you earn a living. This is earning money from other sources. This is your partner's income as well. So if you're connected to a business partner or a love partner, this is their income that could change and be up for some review. For example, with Mars in the 8th house, this definitely gives you the motivation, the passion, the drive to go after whatever you want, Sag. Like whatever you want, you're going to get. This is also the 8th house of deep transformation and again, big change. So again, if there's anything you want to launch out there, there's going to be lots of time to reassess and go back over the details. So that's what I'm saying. Take that leap of faith and put yourself out there. Because with Mars backtracking in the 8th house, you could re-look at your mortgage or your debt structure or how you earn a living or your partner's finances or things like that. You can go back over that and reassess and maybe find pockets of money. Like, okay, I'm going to save here. I'm going to maybe consolidate debt, things like that. Could be coming up for some introspection. But yeah, Mars in the 8th house, he's at home here. It's really interesting for you in particular because Mars does not like being in Cancer. Mars cannot function very well in Cancer. He has to like really work hard. But looking at your chart, this being the 8th house, Mars is right at home. So I feel like Sag, you're one of the unique signs where you are going to get that push-pull mentality. Actually, come to think of it, where you're going to gain some traction, but then there might be some setbacks, which is they're meant to be. Any sort of setbacks, delays, frustration, whatever, that's meant to be. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to make a separate video about this, but about Mars retrograde through Cancer. It does not technically happen until December, but he goes into shadow next month already. And he's really going to start slowing down in November. And then just when he goes direct, Venus is going to go retrograde in Aries. So again, we'll talk about that. I'll make a separate video, but just to give you a heads up, I wanted to give you some examples. I'm doing this for all the signs to kind of be mindful. Notice what you're noticing. Notice what's happening in that area of life. And Sag, yeah, this is hitting your finances and also hitting your partner's finances, whether in business or in love or any sort of business partnership. This is also hitting your mortgage, your debts, taxes, loans, things like that. But it could be really beneficial. Like I think for you, Sag, I'm getting the image of, yeah, you finding money in unexpected ways, or unexpected sources of income could be coming in for you, Sag. So I absolutely love that. All in all, and if I didn't already mention this, if you're single, did I mention this? Yeah, you could find love in friendship circles. Sorry if I mentioned that already, I can't remember. So Venus in the 11th house, you could be attracting in love from friendship circles, groups, people you hang out with, humanitarian efforts, social media. So, I mean, if you are single and looking to mingle, go on the dating apps and things like that. I think Venus could bring someone towards you, especially with Jupiter in your 7th house. You know, Jupiter is going to be in here for another 6-7 months or so. So Jupiter in here could bring in marriage Well, first of all, there's some Sages that are probably getting married. If you haven't already gotten married, could be getting married, or you could be bringing in a pretty serious partnership over the next, again, if you haven't already, you could be bringing in a partnership over the next 6 to 9 months or so, I would say. And this could also be business too. If love doesn't resonate or you have no interest, this could be business as well. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. Yeah, for some reason, something about Jupiter this month. So, if you know your chart, I don't know, check your chart. There's something going on here with Jupiter in Gemini, your ruler there. There's some activations there. I'm feeling for some of you, I can't see your chart, but I'm feeling for some of you, Jupiter's going to be a big player for you in September. So I'm just getting that strong vibe. I just keep going back to him. Anyway, Sag, all in all, I think this is going to be a good month. I think September, October are going to be productive. But we do have a mixed bag of energy. I don't know how else to sugarcoat it, but I'm an optimist. If you've been watching me for a while, I'm an optimist just like you. Let's go big or go home. Let's take this energy to the highest level possible, not focus on the Debbie Downer bullshit, because what's the point? What's the point? That doesn't get people anywhere. So go big or go home, Sag. You're the sign I don't have to worry about, thank God, because you are an optimist, of course, depending on what you're watching for. But anyway, I think September is going to be great. Put yourself out there, push yourself outside of your comfort zone. You want a new job, get it. Could be coming your way this month too. You could be ending a job and then starting a new job if that's what you want, with that new beginning up in your 10th house. So don't forget about that. But otherwise, enjoy the month of September, and we'll see you back here in October. Bye for now. Hey Capricorn, welcome to September. Capricorn, sun, moon, rising, whatever you're watching for right now. So you know what, Capricorn, I just realized something. I have not been talking about this with the other signs because I'm literally Plutoed out. I'm just tired of talking about Pluto. I'm just Plutoed out. And Pluto is back in our sign. So September the 1st. He is retrograded back into our sign. But this is it, you guys. This is it. This is the finale. It's not a light switch. This technically, takes us to the end of 2024. But just think, this is it. He is finally going to move. This energy is finally going to move on. This is like wrapping up loose ends. This is wrapping up crap, whatever, over the past 2 years. We've been walking between the worlds here. And then finally, Pluto is going to move on to Aquarius in, I believe, November. I could be wrong, but I think it's November. So Capricorn, hallelujah. As I mentioned, I've not said this to any other sign because plus I'm trying to keep these videos short. Otherwise, I'm going to lose the audience after like 10 minutes anyway. So anyway, that's one of the big news for us this month. If you have anything at the final degrees of Capricorn, or Libra, or Aries, or Cancer, obviously you're going to feel this the most, but just know this is the finale. This is the finish line. This shouldn't be anything new, okay? This is like wrapping up old shit so you can finally move on to something new. Pardon my French. So let's talk about where I think some of your focus is going to be on this month, besides that Pluto at the last degrees of your sign. So endings are definitely going to be prominent. Top of your sky is lit up, as you can see, 9th house, 10th house. So you have a new moon in this 9th house, which we'll talk about. So new beginning. There's some sort of new beginning here. And you have a full moon down in your 3rd house too. So this is all about learning, education. This is the higher mind, the lower mind being illuminated here. Going back to school, you becoming the student again, Capricorn, you learning something new, upgrading your skill set, taking a new direction, whether it's, personal or professional. Or this is you, Capricorn, becoming the teacher, becoming the elder, you passing down your knowledge to the next generation, whatever the case may be. I'm more so leaning towards that for a lot of Capricorns, just because of Pluto finishing up in our sign. But I can also see, obviously, a lot of Capricorns are completely changing direction, completely changing their lives. So I do see it both ways. But Capricorn, I'm just seeing you as an elder, not an old person, but like just that experience with Pluto moving through your sign and experiencing that. And then now you can share that with the Aquarian folks that are going to be experiencing this over the next 19 years. So new beginnings, also with travel, international connections, anything to do with foreign lands, foreign cultures. If you own a business, Capricorn, put yourself out there, advertise internationally, get on YouTube land, get on social media land, whatever. Just get yourself out there, put yourself out there to be seen. This is the house of the gods. This is top of your sky here. So just push yourself outside of that comfort zone. This is also the house of like legal matters, spirituality, religion, law, things like that as well. So there's a new beginning here with Mercury is just going to amp up that new beginning and make you laser focused in this area of life, which I love for those of you going back to school. I love that. I love this energy for you because this is going to take you not only the next 6 months, but beyond, because we're going to talk about the new eclipse cycle that's happening in this axis for you as well. Now, once the sun moves into Libra, that is technically your 10th house, especially if your midheaven does go through Libra. Focus is going to be on work. Surprise, surprise. Work, career, promotions, recognition. This could also maybe put your boss in the spotlight, or if you are a boss, this could put you in the spotlight. Regardless, you're going to be in the spotlight. You're going to look good, Capricorn, because you have Venus up at the top of your sky too. So Venus makes us look very good wherever she goes. She also attracts in love, beauty, money. If you want to go after that promotion, Capricorn, if you want to go after a change of career, change a job, if you want to go after that client, do it. Like, don't expect it to just happen. Like, go after it, because Venus is going to make you look very attractive in the career space. So money could be coming your way. Also, for those of you looking to find love, you actually could find love in the workspace as well with Venus at the top of the sky. That's very possible, especially when she makes the connection down to Jupiter in your 6th house. Yeah, that could absolutely be bringing in love potential. But for those of you not interested in love or already connected to someone, this could be, first of all, maybe you getting married, Capricorn, because this is a change of status, meaning going from single to married, or vice versa, married to single type of thing. But regardless, this is something to do with possibly a status change for the better, for the good, or being illuminated in some way, shape, or form. Now, this could also be good for clients. Again, attracting in new clients, earnings, money, things like that. And again, you look good, Capricorn. Like, I just keep hearing that, feeling that, like you look good to other people, which is going to be very beneficial for you this month. Okay, so that's where the focus is going to be. Also, I forgot to mention you as a parent. That could also be the focus once the sun pops into the 10th house. This could be you as a parent or mom, dad, authority figures as well. Relationships with these folks should be quite better this month because Venus smooths over things wherever she goes in our charts as well. Okay, now I want to talk about this full moon in your 3rd house. So this is a culmination point, again, hitting that education access. This could be about traveling as well, whether it's short distance, long distance, because full moons illuminate both axes for us. So it could also be about, and also endings full moons are like endings, culmination points, endings and new beginnings. So this could also be an ending and a new beginning in a sibling's life, for example, or something to do with your neighborhood, place of living, your neighbors, your community that you belong to. This could also be extended family members, relatives. This could be transportation, planes, trains, automobiles, how you get around as well. This is also technology. So anything techie or social media. This is also a very social butterfly house for you, Capricorn, as well. Very busy day-to-day house. So all that stuff I rattled off, that's up for some change, some big change over the next 2 years, because this full moon is our first eclipse in Pisces. So this is a sneak peek. This is just a little breadcrumb that the universe is sending to all of us of what is to come in 2025 and 2026. Now, depending on, like, if you have Capricorn, anything around 25 degrees, that's going to add another layer to this as well. And actually, that's pretty darn close to Pluto in your sign as well. But if you have anything around 25 degrees, also, I forgot to mention, if you have anything around 11 degrees, that new moon, your new moon wishes, that's going to add in another layer there as well. But this full moon, 25 degrees of Capricorn, is going to impact you personally. So again, endings and new beginnings could be quite prominent for you personally, professionally, or coming out of this 3rd house, 9th house axis. So I'm going to make a separate video about this new eclipse cycle, but I'm just throwing out examples, Capricorn, of what change could be coming up, not only this month, but again, into 2025 and 2026 for you in particular. Now, Mars in Cancer, I want to talk about because this is a 6th month transit approximately in this sign. And it happens to be Capricorn opposing all of your planets, placements, points, whatever you're watching for in Capricorn right now. Now, Mars does not like being in Cancer. He just does not function very well in Cancer. He has to work extra hard. So again, I'm going to make a separate video about Mars retrograde. Why am I talking about this now? Mars does not go retrograde until December, but he'll be in shadow next month. So I want all of us to start paying attention to this area of life. This is your partnership sector, Capricorn. This is also, they're showing me a mirror being held up at you, towards you. So that's what partnerships are all about, right? Technically, the people that we attract into our lives. If you're watching for your rising sign, your descendant, your love line goes through Cancer. So those are the people you attract into your life. And partnerships are like mirrors. Okay, it's like mirrors. It's like the how do I explain it? Like, it's like the piece that you're kind of missing. That's how you attract each other into your lives, is you're subconsciously projecting out, and then that's who you are attracting towards you. The good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, everything. That's how we attract our partners. Now, Mars in here is going to help you to reassess or go over your partnerships, look at your partnerships. Mars in here, I'm going to be honest, can sever, okay? But it could also be a severing of a contract from a business perspective, cutting a business partner loose. If you own a business, could be cutting employees loose, like thinning out the herd, so to speak, and maybe just keeping your key people with you. From a love perspective, this is going to be interesting. You're definitely going to be reassessing your love commitments and your love partnerships. I'm going to put it out there. Like, this is the house of marriage. Mars, sword, comes down, severs the marriage. That's a possibility. Is that for everyone? God, no. No, because it depends on your relationship. It depends on your birth chart. It depends on your relationship status right now. So Mars can also bring in someone here. Mars can bring in someone very fiery and spicy as well into the mix. That's a possibility. So I'm just giving you a heads up now. Regardless, Mars here is going to put energy, action, focus onto your partnerships, whether it's business, love, family, friends, contracts, agreements, negotiations, and marriage if you are married. But again, some of us are married to our work, right? We signed on the dotted line. We're married to our business partner. We're married to the company that we are giving a service to. Or if you're a consultant, this is your clients, your client base. So all of that is up for some review and revision. Capricorn, I also want you to watch out for projecting, people projecting on you, and also vice versa. Because again, The first house, seventh house, that's like literally a mirror, okay? A mirror of things you're projecting and a mirror of what other people are going to be projecting onto you. So this is going to be a really interesting retrograde for Capricorns in particular. So that's just a sneak peek, Capricorn, okay? So I'll make a separate video about that. But otherwise, September is a mixed bag. You know, we got some challenging aspects, but we also have opportunity aspects as well. And September, October, good months to push forward, get things moving, because we're going to have a lot of time to reassess later on down the road when Mars goes retrograde and when Venus goes retrograde in early 2025. So otherwise, enjoy the month of September, Capricorn, and we'll see you back here in October. Bye for now. Hey, Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising, or whatever you're watching for right now. Welcome to September. So Aquarius, let's talk about where I think some of your focus is going to be this month. So as you can see, your 8th house and 9th house is loaded up with planets. You got a new beginning, a new moon in your 8th house. You got Mercury there. You have the sun illuminating both of those houses this month. And then also Venus in Libra as well. And Venus is making beautiful aspects to your planets, placements, points, whatever you're watching for right now. So I love this for you. And at some point, Aquarius, Venus will make a connection to Jupiter, which is going to make a connection to your planets, placements, points, making a great big giant air trine. And I love that for you this month, Aquarius. So let's go back to that new moon. So you do have a new moon in your 8th house. So this is a new beginning, and this is right off the hop, like September the 2nd. So for some of you, this might have already happened. And for some of you, this is going to happen in the first couple weeks of September, or this could be planting those seeds of intention. So 8th house is about big transformational change. 8th house is also anything to do with deep psychological transformation or change or healing, so to speak. And this is also about the mundane day-to-day stuff. So like taxes, debts, loans, mortgages. If you want to take out a mortgage, Aquarius, I would say give it a go this month, or at least go to the bank and see what you qualify for so you know. Because with Mercury there, and Mercury is one of your money planets along with Jupiter. So I would say, you know, go for it. See if you're ready to buy, maybe take that risk, or at least go to the bank, at least talk to a financial advisor, get their advice on that, because things look pretty good in your 8th house with Mercury there, and also with this new moon there, new beginnings. If you want to consolidate debt, probably not a bad time to look into that as well. 8th house is also about your partner's resources, your partner's finances too. So anything shared that you have with someone. So this is property, this is investments, this is, again, taxes, debts, loans that you have connected with somebody, with your partner. This could also be the house of inheritance as well, or wills, for example. So also for those of you that are interested, not a bad time to get a will drawn up, especially with Mercury and Virgo here in its home sign, or one of the signs that it does very well in. So actually not a bad time to get paperwork done up from a legal or financial lens. I think that will be crystal clear and no mistakes. Just wait till around September 11th when Mercury is clear of shadow, and you should be good to go, Aquarius. Because again, I mentioned at the beginning of my video, we're in this window of time that we need to take advantage of the energy. We need to move things forward, push things forward, and we will have lots of time to readjust and reassess as time goes on, because we have Mars retrograde and we have Venus retrograde back to back over the next like 6 to 9 months. So take advantage of this energy. Now, I know that's not going to resonate with all of you, but I'm just talking to those of you that want to move something forward, or want to go to the bank and see if they qualify for that business loan or mortgage, or you're going into business with someone, or you're in a committed relationship and you want to buy that home. Now is the time to at least put yourself out there. Give it a try. Like, what do you have to lose? They're going to say no. Okay, then you're in the same spot that you're in right now. So I would suggest to put yourself out there and give it a try, Aquarius. So new beginning here. And then Venus in the 9th house. This is really interesting. And you know, the sun will energize this area of life for you as well once it pops into Libra. So for those of you that are single, you could find international love. This is the signature of finding that international love, which I love for you, Aquarius. And also at some point, the sun and Venus are going to make a trine down to your 5th house of romance, where Jupiter is sitting right now. So that's why I'm sort of smiling and laughing, because I'm like, yeah, this is definitely a signature of meeting somebody abroad, romance, dating, that spark of love and pleasure and joy is definitely there, Aquarius. And I mean, this might not even be international. This is just finding love outside of your city, town that you live in right now. You could find that connection just outside of your place of living, so to speak. This is also really nice for travel. So Aquarius, if you're doing any sort of long distance travel, Mercury is free of shadow, like I mentioned, around the 11th. So travel away with the sun up in here and Venus up in here. This is really nice for traveling, whether it's, well, more so long distance, but I mean short distance as well. It could be a possibility. And this is also about education too. So if you're going back to school, I love this new fresh start for you. The sun is in here, Venus is in here. You're off to a really good start. Aquarius, just do your best to keep that momentum going though. So this is higher education, teaching, learning, you becoming the student again, or you becoming the teacher, the coach, the mentor. This is also the house of pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, like I touched upon, putting yourself out there. This is the house of the gods. So go big or go home, Aquarius. And for those of you dabbling in the metaphysical world, this could also be some really incredible downloads coming in as well, with the sun and Venus here as well, making that connection to Jupiter down in your 5th house, but Jupiter rules this 9th house as well. So I absolutely love this for you, Aquarius. Okay, now let's talk about, yeah, the full moon here, this full moon eclipse. Now, this is highlighting your financial access again, like we talked about with that new moon. Now, the full moon is an ending, a culmination point, something coming to an end or something wrapping up. So Aquarius, this is in your 2nd house of work, how you earn a living, your income, material possessions as well. So this is like buying, selling. This is also the house of your skills, your talents, your abilities, and also your value system. Like, what do you value, or what are your beliefs and value systems? So this is up for some big change, because this is an eclipse. So expect the unexpected. Now, eclipses, eclipse in, people, places, things, and then eclipses eclipse out, people, places, things, quite rapidly. Can be rapid, might not be rapid. This is going to be a sneak peek, Aquarius, of what is to come over the next 2 years. The nodes of the moon don't move into Pisces and Virgo until 2025. So I love this, like, just breadcrumb that the universe is giving to us right now this month. But again, it's a wild card energy. You don't know what you're going to get with eclipses, just like Uranus. You just don't know what you're going to get. But regardless, Aquarius, your financial structure is up for some big change. How you earn a living, how you make money. For those of you, again, wanting to start a business or put yourself out there or go into business with other people, that could rapidly change over the next 2 years. It could take off, is what I'm sort of getting at. Also, though, this is impacting your partner's finances and resources. And with the North Node being in your 2nd house, Aquarius, this is going to more so be about you standing on your own 2 feet versus relying on somebody else. I do think if you are in a relationship right now, whether that's business or love or in business with family or friends, that's going to change because their financial structure is going to change because the 8th house does represent the other person that you're connected to financially. Could also be about inheritance, could also be about money, property, I mean. Anything that you're connected with somebody else. Material possessions are in here as well. So all of that is up for some change. I'm going to make a separate video about this new eclipse cycle. But I just wanted to kind of ramble off some ideas or possibilities for you, Aquarius. Some of it might resonate, some of it won't, and that's totally fine. Take what resonates, leave the rest. But yes, your finances, this financial axis is up for some big changes, but for the better. Like, I like it when the North Node is in the 2nd house because this shows me you're going to be standing on your own 2 feet. Saturn in there too is helping you build on a solid foundation. And also this is going to help you find work that you enjoy. Only for those of you that are in a job right now and you don't like it, or you're not really sure where it's going, this could help you build on your own talents and skills and abilities and monetize your talents, your skills, your abilities, Aquarius. Okay, let's talk about Mars in Cancer now, because this is going to be an interesting transit. I'm mentioning this way early. Mars goes retrograde in December, but Mars goes into shadow next month. As I mentioned, we have this window of time before we go into the shadow period of Mars. So yeah, get all your stuff out there while all these planets are, the personal planets are direct, I should say. So Mars in the 6th house. This is going to put more motivation, passion, and drive towards your work, whatever that means, your work environment, whatever that means. So if you own a business, run a business, if you're a boss, if you're, this is going to impact coworkers, the environment, all that is up for possibly changes. And also if you own a business, there probably could be some shuffling, some people leaving and going. Also, Aquarius, if you own a business, hire the talent you need now. Like, get advertising now, because when Mars goes retrograde in here, it's going to be a pain in the ass to find people. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Whether it's to find people to work on your house, to cut your lawn, or I don't know, clean out your gutters, or hire talent, it's going to be a challenge when Mars goes retrograde. So hire the talent, the people that you need now to make your life a little bit easier. I'm not saying it's going to be impossible when Mars goes retrograde. It's just a little bit easier when Mars is direct in the 6th house. 6th house is also about your health, Aquarius. So this is definitely going to help you clean up not only your day-to-day routines and habits and put that under a microscope, but how are you taking care of your body? What are you eating? What does your diet look like? What does your exercise regime look like? This is going to be rebalancing this area of life. And this is a really busy, heavy house. This is also the house of service. So again, tied to work. What are you doing on a day-to-day basis? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Mars in here can sever. So if you want to leave your job, if you want to get rid of your job, you have that new moon in the 8th house. That's income coming in from other sources. So this could be a new beginning, a new job when it comes to that perspective. So Aquarius, regardless, Mars here is going to make you go after whatever it is that you want in this area of life, which is incredible. But just I'm mentioning this early to everyone so they can kind of keep this at the back of their skull, because this is such a long transit. And once Mars moves out of Cancer and then into your 7th house of partnerships of Leo, you'll be able to reflect back on the 6 months of like, wow, what did you accomplish? What happened? What did you end? With Mars in here, I think there's going to be a severing. There's going to be like something you're going to end. Wherever Mars goes, he severs, he inflames. So do also take care of your body. There could be some inflammation in the body, but it depends on your lifestyle. If you're eating a pretty clean diet, I don't think you have anything to worry about. But if you're not, just be mindful of that. It could, Mars might make you blow up a little bit like a balloon, inflammation. But with Mars retrograde, you can correct that. You can find the help that you need, because this is also the house of your health and well-being as well. You can find the right practitioners. They're going to help you out with that as well. Otherwise, Aquarius, I think September is going to be great. We're going to get a lot of traction this month. But again, a mixed bag. I don't know how else to say it. We got trines, we got sextiles, we got squares, we got challenging energy, we got blessings coming in, we got opportunities coming in. So I like taking this energy higher. Might as well. What's the point of dwelling on the negative Nancy stuff? I just don't see any point in that. So yeah, take the energy higher, Aquarius. Do the best that you can do this month. Go big, reach for the stars. You got so much energy up in that 9th house. Remember that new beginning in a financial house, new beginning with your partner's finances as well. But all in all, a good month ahead, and we'll see you back here in October. Bye for now. Hey, Pisces, sun, moon, or rising, or any other planet placement point that you're watching for. Welcome to September. So Pisces, let's talk about where I think some of your focus is going to be this month. Lots of energy in your 7th house, 8th house. So that's definitely going to be at least a focus for you this month. New beginnings too. You have a new beginning in your partnership sector. I love this for you, Pisces. So that's where some of this energy is going to be. It's all about relationships and how you relate to other people. This could also be about signing on the dotted line, whatever that means for you, whether this is marriage, a business partnership, a job offer. This is contracts, agreements, negotiations, maybe renegotiations, Pisces. Maybe you renegotiated something. Maybe something came back around with Mercury going direct in Leo and now in Virgo. This is like going over old ground, something coming back from the past that is benefiting you, for example. So Mercury in here is putting extra emphasis on your partnerships. Your communication is going to be sharp. You're going to be more on point. But there's also maybe a rebalancing happening here too, because Mercury is opposing your planet's placements points in Pisces at this time. But I love this. I love this for love. I mean, Venus being in your 8th house of intense, deep love and partnership. I mean, Libra does rule your 8th house, which is like a double bonus. So this is bringing in a sexual partner or sexual interest in some way, shape, or form. But I love this. So those of you that are single, you know, this could be somebody new coming in. This could be some sort of new relationship. For those of you where that doesn't resonate, this could be a new partnership or a new friendship or a new work colleague. Or if you own a business, Pisces, this could be new people coming in. Maybe you made an offer to somebody, you know. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we have this window of time. Take advantage of this to try to push things through, try to move forward with things and get things done. Because once Mars and Venus go retrograde, which is going to be happening in 2024 into 2025, it's going to be a bit of a challenge to push things through. Not impossible, but it's just going to be a bit of a more challenging structure to get things done. Now, once the sun moves into your 8th house, this puts a focus on your finances. And if it's not your finances, it's your partner's finances. So this could be, again, in love, business, friendship, or family, if you're in business with a family member as well. But with Venus and the sun in here, this should line your pockets, Pisces. Like this should bring in bonuses, commissions, money coming in from other sources. Maybe also this should impact your partner's finances in a positive way. So your partner's finances might increase. They might get a bonus, a raise, a promotion, things like that. So this could go either way for you or for them. But regardless, this should be good. With Venus here, it should be good, Pisces. So I do love that for you. This is also about the mundane day-to-day stuff. So like taxes, debts, loans. This could also be about inheritance. If you have to do up a will, Pisces, get that done. Get that done. The energy is perfect for that, especially with Mercury and Virgo in that 7th house. Yes, you know, get a lawyer, get an accountant, whatever the case may be. get this stuff down on paper, you know, seal it, sign it, whatever you want to call it, get it in writing. Now is the time to do that if you're interested. This is also about property, also about investments. This is also the house of healing to Pisces. So if there's anything that you want to dabble in or attract or try out, that could be a possibility this month as well. This is also, the 8th house is deep transformational change. There's a spotlight or a focus going to be put on something possibly to do with that as well, healing. But again, that's not for all of you. I'm just throwing out examples here. So whatever resonates, great. Anything that doesn't resonate, leave it. So those are some examples, Pisces, of what I think the focus could be on this month. But yeah, great transit for making money this month with Venus in your 8th house. Also with the South Node here, though, you could be purging. Yeah, selling a lot of stuff too. Yeah, getting rid of stuff, garage sales, things like that, making money. So like selling off property, selling off big material items could benefit you greatly this month as well, especially before, again, as I mentioned, the retrogrades, the personal planet retrogrades. Okay, let's talk about this new eclipse cycle. This is really amazing for you, Pisces, in particular, because this is happening in your sign, and this is just a sneak peek of what is to come for the next 2 years, starting in 2025. The nodes of the moon haven't even shuffled into your sign yet, and your opposite sign yet, but we're already getting an eclipse in your sign. If you have anything around 25 degrees of Pisces, also I forgot to mention, if you have anything around 11 degrees of Pisces, that's that new moon energy. There's a rebalancing here around that new moon that'll have to take, you'll have to take into consideration whatever that planet is. So for example, if it's your sun, this could be something to do with your career, or planting those seeds of intention of new work coming your way, or new clients coming your way, or business coming your way. But this full moon, 25 degrees of Pisces, is illuminating something. This is a culmination point. This is technically an ending, and it is shining a spotlight in your 7th house of relationships, which we talked about. So full moons illuminate the entire axis. So it could be your 1st house related, or it could be your 7th house related. So this could be, again, ending of a relationship. Obviously, this isn't for all of you, but this could be an ending of a job, an ending of a contract. For those of you wrapping up a marriage, or a marriage period. Maybe some of you are signing on a dotted line into a new relationship, that new moon that we talked about. So regardless, this is going to impact you, Pisces, personally, professionally, physically. Again, depending on your personal chart, depending on, again, if this is hitting your ascendant dead on, like around 25 degrees. It has to be pretty darn exact though. But even give or take a degree or two on either side, you're still going to feel this, and it's going to bleed out into all areas of life. Anything to do with your ascendant, it's like anything can happen. Anything can manifest. You, Pisces, are going to change the way you present yourself to the world over the next 2 years. This is, like I said, just a breadcrumb of what is to come. Some of you are going to feel this more than others, but I think all Pisceans, to be honest, are going to be feeling this, unless you're like a 1 degree Pisces. Then, you know, you're going to more so feel that new moon versus, say, this full moon. But regardless, eclipses are huge, right? So eclipses eclipse out people, places, things, and eclipses eclipse in people, places, things quite rapidly too. And especially being in your 1st house, 7th house, yeah, this is going to ripple out to your career, your work, you as a parent, your kids, your family, your living situation, your place of living, all walks of life relationships, friends, families, lovers, whatever you want to call it, relatives, siblings, everything. Everything could be up for some change. Now, I'm not saying all of those areas of life are going to change, but possibly. Depends on your chart. Okay, depends on if this is hitting, you know, if you got your midheaven at 25 degrees of Sag. This is hitting you dead on. This is hitting your career. That means this would be hitting your home line dead on as well, down in Gemini. So I'm just giving you some examples, Pisces. I'm not trying to scare you, by the way. I'm just trying to prepare you. I'm going to make a separate video about this, of the new eclipse cycle in your sign, where the North Node is going. So that's where you're welcoming in something new. And I love this for you because on top of that, you got Saturn here, you got Neptune wrapping up the final degrees of your sign. Endings are very prominent for all of us, but especially you, with Neptune hanging out the late degrees, Pluto hanging out the late degrees, Uranus hanging out the late degrees of all these signs, making beautiful aspects to you, Pisces. So this is the time you're going to change your life, but it's not going to happen overnight. I think for you, 2027, looking back, your entire life is going to change. That's just my 2 cents. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So that's the full moon, new moons lighting up yourself and your partnership sector. So expect the unexpected, Pisces, because this is happening in your first house. Nothing to be scared about. Like, I would be excited. Eclipses in your sign, in your opposite sign, yeah, get excited. And by the way, if you're single, this could definitely bring in someone. Definitely. Eclipses in the 7th house. This is, again, eclipsing out a partner and eclipsing in a new partner. 100%. Business, love, friendships, yeah, you name it. New work as well, too, because this is like contracts, agreements, negotiations, and your house of marriage, too. Okay, I want to jump to Mars in Cancer, because this is a 6-month transit. Now, for you, Pisces, though, Mars is going to be trining your planets, placements, points multiple times, because Mars is going back and forth in this area of life for you, Pisces. So I want you to start, the reason why I'm mentioning this early is because I want folks to start noticing this area of life. This is lighting up your 5th house. So there's going to be some changes, there's going to be some challenges, and there's going to be some blessings coming in with this 5th house, and reassessing, redoing something in this area of life, Pisces. This could, if you have kids, by the way, this is definitely going to impact them as well. This is going to be changes in their life as well, as something that they need to redo, relook at, reassess. This can also make your kids really feisty, by the way. You know, Mars fires us up, right? So this, you know, could be you, definitely could be you, but I'm seeing this more as them, because they represent our 5th house, children do. So they could get all fired up over the next 6 months, Pisces. So just something to keep in mind. Mars doesn't go retrograde till December, but he does go into shadow next month. So that's why I'm talking about this now. And when he goes into shadow, that means he'll be coming back to that degree point at some point. So start paying attention now, or at least think about it, because Mars is already in there, right? So Mars will be forcing us to relook at something in this area of life. But for you, Pisces, I see this, like for you and Scorpio, I actually see this as a really nice positive thing, because it's trining your energy. So what is the 5th house? Hobbies, creative expression. This is the spark of life. This is what we're passionate about. This is what we love. This is romance, by the way. So again, for those of you that are single, this is another signature for me, or, well, I don't have your chart in front of me, but you could meet a romantic prospect, and they might be quite spicy, maybe even quite intense. Could be an international, somebody like out of town, out of province, out of city, out of state, out of country. Could be somebody international as well, or that you meet on a trip or some sort of transformational retreat, Pisces. You could meet this person, but this could be a romantic person coming in, or again, reassessments in your romantic life. Creative projects, endeavors, something that you want to birth, something that you want to bring into form, bring to fruition. This is also the house of gambling. For those of you, well, I'm not going to talk about it, but because I'm going to make a separate video about this, Pisces, is what I mean. But reassessing your gambling habits is what I'm getting at, or reassessing entertainment. You know, what kind of money do you spend on entertainment? What This might also impact your work as well, because Mars does rule your second house of work, of material possessions, things like that, Pisces. But I'll talk about that a little bit more, just something to think about, because he is in there now, September the 4th, he goes in there. So just something to think about, because he's in here for 6 months. So a very, very, very long stay. But otherwise, I think September is going to be great. Like I said, though, a mixed bag. Mixed bag of energy. It is what it is. Take the energy higher, Pisces. If you've been watching me for a while, I'm an optimist. So yes, we have a month of change, of challenge. We got eclipse energy. It's expect the unexpected. But we also have some beautiful, harmonious energy coming in as well. You know, can't ignore Venus moving through a financial house. Can't ignore the new moon in your partnership sector. Like, you have some really, each and every one of us have some really nice aspects this month. But it is a mixed bag. So expect the unexpected, be prepared, do your launches, push through things as best as you can in the next couple months. And then there'll be lots and lots and lots of time to reassess as time goes on, Pisces. So enjoy the month of September, and we'll see you back here in October. Bye for now.